Welcome back to 1010's podcast with Michael and Adam and Mr. Handsome Rob. And I'm gonna steal a handsome name from you, Rob.
Oosh, I don't know
got
about
this
that one.
super sick shirt on. What do you think, Robbie?
It fits you perfectly.
It fits me perfectly.
I would go.
It is a fitted T-shirt.
Had somebody said, "Hey, Michael's got that tailored shirt on."
That tailored shirt. It's that rad
Yep.
80s 1010's podcast logo.
I think you look incredibly uncomfortable.
I am not uncomfortable. I'm very
it
comfortable.
fits you perfectly.
No. I was just I'm feeling it. It's
your
soft. It's a
pectorals.
soft T-shirt. Well, I feel my pectorals normally, but that's just I do that during
That's
the day.
neither here nor there.
That's a soothing thing for me.
Regardless
It
of what I'm
feels-
wearing, I'm
feels
always
good.
feeling my
Just
pectorals.
Reminds me.
Or not wearing.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's whatever. It's just all throughout the day. But no, I like the shirt. Adam, he likes his beefy tees. This is not a beefy tee.
Hefty.
No hefty tees.
I thought it was a beefy tee.
I think it's hefty.
No, it's beefy.
Is it beefy? I don't know, but
It's Hanes beefy tees.
they're great.
Beefy tee.
No, this is
This is a
the
fitted
new
tee.
Yeah, this is
it's
new
not
Bella's.
the American Apparel tee, but it's still nice. It's soft. I like it.
This was a fan favorite on the website we get our shirts from.
They said that this is, what was it called again? Bella?
Yeah,
They
Bella
said
is the
these are the
company.
new good ones.
Yep.
I guess
this is
we're
the
just never
80s
gonna
tee.
Be able to wear our own shirts
I think
again.
this is the only one that's that T-shirt.
No,
isn't it?
the maxed out one is also that one.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I think it's good.
I like it.
If you're in between, you're one of those people like, medium's a little questionable for me. Get a large. How about that?
They fit a little small, which is good. You want
Yeah, no, I am very
nice fitted
schmedium.
shirt.
Schmedium is where it's at.
See, I'd probably wear a large. I like it, not quite that schmedium.
Yeah, no, I like a nice medium shirt. Adam's been shaking his head the whole time. He's like,
Somebody
no,
paint that on you? or I don't,
no, it's not that tight. It's nice. Looks good.
God,
It's a lifestyle choice.
my armpits are sweating just looking at you.
I should order a small one, just
a
to
full-
piss him off. Be like, hey, check out this awesome shirt. Fits me great.
After you wash it once, I'll let my 2-year-old wear it.
Hey, if we fit in the same shirt, so what?
Sounds like a win-win to me.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm stalling a little bit because remember when you made that post on the Facebook group about the 1010's podcast drinking game? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Remember one of the things
Oh,
was when Adam's opener
was.
is 15
Starts
minutes
15
into,
minutes
into the actual episode? That was a pretty
true.
funny thread.
I don't know. It just came to me one night. I was like,
1010's podcast
I'm not a
drinking
drinker,
game.
but this could be fun.
Take a sip every time you hear about LS swaps because you don't want to die.
Right. You mean moderation is key,
Moderation is key. Yeah, you couldn't drink.
especially in a 2-hour podcast.
No, you couldn't full tilt take a drink every time we talk about LS swaps because
Oh, man, that'd
you'd
be
end up
fun.
in the ER for
Well,
sure.
it'd be fun for us to hear the stories of what happened to them.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to participate in that though. That's for sure.
No.
Anyway, that's the madness that happens in the group.
It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. You're probably gonna have to do your opener now, Adam.
Okay. Well, so as you guys are well aware, I was absent last week, which really bummed me out.
Yeah, because you
'Cause
missed Spencer.
I feel like I could do a whole show on just the things I wanted to talk about when you guys were talking about them.
Yeah, that was the plan, and then you weren't here.
Like,
well, he means like all the things that he would have
Added.
yeah.
Yeah, added
Well,
to
yeah,
what-
for
my,
sure.
my
a
color
conversation.
commentary.
He would have
Like
colored
the fact that
commentary.
Spencer was completely wrong about the good guys thing, and I had to call him out on it. It's
What?
87.
What year
It's
did
way
he say?
worse. He said 80.
Okay.
It's 87.
Wow.
They
That's
went
late.
from 72 to 87, which is the last year of the G body.
That is a big jump.
That's huge.
It's also halfway-ish through the Fox body manufacturing span.
Why do they need-
Which is a real dick move if you own a Fox body from like 88.
Well, why do they need 7 years of bad cars? I mean, I don't understand that. Why wouldn't they just stop at 80?
Isn't it 8 years? Because if you count 80,
Yeah.
it's 8 years of bad cars.
It's just a
It's
bunch
not-
of ugly square cars that
It's
no one
not.
likes.
They all look exactly the same.
The Omni is good guys legal, people.
Is this a VW? Is this a Dodge?
Yeah, is this American?
Frankly,
Is this a
I don't-
Mustang? Nobody even knows.
I can't even tell if it's a VW or a Dodge. If I'm just like driving by and I see it, the only way that I know definitively that it's not an Omni is if it's 2-door.
I hadn't thought about that. Yes, they all
Forgot
they
that.
are all four.
All the
aren't
Omnis
they?
are 4-doors. But if you have a 4-door Golf
Nobody knows.
and it's like off in the distance, like you're just driving down the road and it's kind of towards the front of a parking lot.
No clue.
Even owning one, can't tell you for sure whether it's an Omni or a Volkswagen.
That's wild that just happened and nobody. If you made a car that looked exactly like another car now, lawsuits for days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bentley was pissed at Lincoln when they came out with the Continental.
I'm surprised
Well, it's called
Kia
a
got away
Continental,
with
too.
that grill that they were using for a while. Or was it Hyundai?
What did it look like?
It looked like a Jag.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
I think
the
it was-
quad headlight and the big grill in the middle.
oh yeah. That was
Was that a Hyundai?
oh god, I don't know.
Or
I think
that
it
a
was.
Kia.
But it looked like a mix between a Jag and a
Monte?
Mercedes.
I want to say it wasn't a Monte.
Yeah, it was terrible, whatever it was. And it wasn't
But
even that long
if
ago.
you get a quick glance of it, you think Jaguar S-Type.
See, I thought it looked like a Mercedes E-Class, like an old one. Well,
Yeah,
maybe not that old.
But it's a little too
2004,
roundy to be.
2004-ish.
Well, that would be about the era this was being made.
Yeah. Oh, it was a blatant copy of
for sure.
designs that other people had made.
I'm surprised they got away with it.
They probably
It's
just...
like what a lot of these Chinese manufacturers are doing now.
It kind of is. It kind of was.
But anyway, what I was actually wanting to talk about was kind of the shit show that has been my week here. Because as we've kind of alluded to a little bit on the show here and there, my significant other has a lot of health issues. She's got chronic pancreatitis, which puts her in the hospital more often than we would really like. But on top of that, I've never really had to deal with her being in the hospital and having my kid. So I've never had that whole deal. But on top of all of that, I had batteries die in both the Focus and the Blazer in the last week.
It's not even that cold out.
I know, but
Like, it
Just
wasn't-
their
I
time
mean the
to die.
Blazer the
Yeah.
Blazer was new to me.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what condition the battery was in. And I kind of had a sneaking suspicion.
That wasn't how. What year was on the battery?
I haven't even looked at it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I pulled it out, but I didn't even bother.
Okay.
But
Just curious.
I kind of had a sneaking suspicion because it would kind of hard start from time to time. And I kind of felt like we'll just make that future Adam's problem. And then
Yeah,
future
it's
Adam
Robbie's-
became current Adam.
Yeah, it's Robbie's...
and past Adam was a real asshole.
Yeah.
It's Robbie's approach to every problem. That's
not
future Robbie's problem.
Every problem.
I think
It's a lot of problems.
I think
I'm proactive.
I think I might be worse at that than Robbie for sure.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough.
Take that as you may.
Okay.
But the Focus that came out of nowhere. So I left the headlights on the Focus overnight,
Dang it.
and it was dead the next morning. No big deal. Charge it up, should be fine, right? Well, apparently it got cold enough to kill that battery when it was dead. So,
Huh.
but then it's a Ford, so it's fucking top post, and I don't own anything else that takes top post, so I don't have a spare battery for it.
Robbie,
Wait.
you're making a face.
What?
I guess I feel like all the cars I've had are top post.
Well, you have a Ford and you have some Nissans.
Yeah.
See, that was my question because
Well,
I was wondering, because I come from a GM family, so I don't really know too well. Which one is more common? Is it top or side?
I can't remember now.
All my stuff is side post.
See, most of my stuff's been top post.
The Omni is side, but it's not original, so I don't know for sure whether that was that way or not. All of my GM stuff is obviously side post.
The Mazda might be top post, but it's in a battery box, so, I mean, it could have been anything.
Right.
I don't have a
Originally,
clue.
that I
Yeah.
mean that's hardly. I was kind of wondering which is more common.
The RAV4 was top post. I want to say the Rogue was top post. Then the Nissan,
The Maxima.
I want to say the Maxima was top post. And the 240's been top post. And then when I ordered one of those really small batteries, when I had the SR20,
Right.
it was supposed to have like a top post thing on it, but it came as side posts. And then
Well-
I ruined that battery in like a day.
You can get those like thread-in things
Yep,
that
yep.
go into the side post and make them that round terminal. To
Yeah, I did that.
that's what.
But it was
A
like
lot of people do,
it was like a
but-
4-wheeler battery. It didn't do like it was advertised.
So you bought one of those little race batteries,
Like
or was it?
Braille or something like that.
Was
Odyssey.
Odyssey. That was it.
So you did have a little specifically. It's a race car battery thing.
Yes.
It's supposed to be lighter on purpose,
Yes.
and that didn't work.
It was awful.
Really?
Oh, it was terrible.
What? It just
don't-
wouldn't crank.
It would not turn that engine over.
I think that is spending $1 to chase after a dime for weight savings.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I say that about a lot of things, though.
But like, of all the things you could be doing, like, is that really worth it? I wouldn't want to First of all, I don't want to compromise my ability to start my car in a rough situation.
Yeah, like out on the other side of the track.
Right.
something if you
car's
spin
real
it, it
hot,
stalls. Yeah.
Battery's hot. It's 1,000,000 degrees out. Now we got a red flag this session because my car won't start because I decided to buy a tiny little battery.
Yep.
And secondly, I mean, I understand that a regular battery is, 40, 50 pounds? Maybe?
No.
Is that
The Optimus
30 pounds?
It might be 30 pounds, 40 pounds.
but the
30
Optimus is
pounds.
closer to 40.
I don't spend a lot
30
of time
to
at the
40
gym,
pounds.
so I'm not very good at
30, I don't know.
differentiating
I bet
weights.
I bet the red
Robbie's
top's
going to
30.
look it up. I bet it's probably 30 or 40
Versus those Odysseys are like 8.
Yeah, they're 8 pounds.
I mean, I guess that's significant, but
21 pounds.
30,
What's it cost?
38 pounds for a red top
Okay.
Optima.
So it's 30 pounds.
difference.
30 pounds difference.
30 pounds difference.
Is it really worth, like, unless you are unless you're
Unless you're
James
James
Houghton,
Houghton, yeah.
and you're unlimited, grid life champion, and you're trying to find that last 100th of a second to stay ahead of Will, is it really worth it?
I'll say
It
absolutely
seems
not.
stupid to me.
Yeah, no, it was stupid.
And then
I just
the way
needed something small enough they could fit between. Well, I didn't need to, but I wanted to keep the battery up front so I didn't have to deal with wiring.
Right.
So I could just put it between the intercooler piping and where the old battery was.
The other thing is, I don't know anybody who's like, oh, yeah, those tiny batteries, love them.
That's the shit, bro.
They're the greatest. Never heard that once.
You'll never hear it ever.
Because I think, if I remember right, Josh Jones had one in his MR2, and I don't think he does anymore.
No. they're terrible.
I mean, I know lots of people are, no.
I suppose if you had a rig, like a whole rig, and you could bring it in and shut the car off and put it on a tender, and it could sit there on the tender, and you really don't have to start it off that battery unless it is an emergency when you're on track.
Right.
Then it would probably be fine.
I just think they're ridiculous.
Yeah, I think maybe the way that people apply them is not necessarily how you should use it.
Right.
You got to be at that level where you have the $1 million tow rig
Right.
with the basically the whole entire shop in the back of it.
Or if you're running a Formula car, like say you got a Formula 500,
Yeah.
that would make sense. I wouldn't want to put a big battery in that thing
No.
because 30 pounds on the left or the right of you could really throw off weight distribution in a Formula car. Fine. But, or like in my Omni, it's in the back. I kind of want the extra weight in the back. The thing's like 65-35 weight distribution.
Yeah.
I'll take all the extra weight I can get in the back.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yep.
So,
So-
I feel that way about a lot of mods, though.
Right.
Weight saving mods. I think some of them are kind of
Like
dumb.
people putting titanium exhaust on shit.
Yeah, if you have to spend like $2,000 to lose 50 pounds, I just am like, what do you do? Like, are you gonna make $2,000 more this year off prize money to pay for that? Like, what? Are you ahead?
If you're at the pointy end of things, and you're coming down to like, what else do I have left? I'm
Yeah,
at the top of my
I got
game.
nothing else left here. Yeah,
Okay,
people are
maybe.
chasing me.
I get it.
But
like, you're doing HPDEs. Boy, I really need to shave off 50 pounds. Let's drop $2,000 on titanium exhaust. Wait a second.
Rethink your priorities.
yeah, I would say unless you're making money driving,
Right.
no.
Or even
There's a lot of stuff
maybe
that
not
you can
necessarily, but like you're locked in a battle royale, and you got to find that last tenth to beat that one guy in your season, and you're willing to spend that money. Okay, maybe, but
It's the same thing with, I think sometimes with tires and people spending way too much money on tires every single season. We talked about this a long time ago, but
Yep.
I think it's that same mentality of if I spend $1,200 on tires instead of $800 on tires, I will be, in the top 10. It's like, okay, but can you improve your driving technique for relatively free and still get the same result?
right.
That's how I process through, because it's obvious to me that I'm a shitty enough driver that if I just work on being a better driver, that will improve my times.
You can make 2 seconds on tires, or 8 seconds by just being a better
Right.
driver.
It's like, okay, or how about this? Spend the money on Bondurant or Dirtfish or whatever your type of racing is. Spend the
Evo
money.
school.
Yeah, spend the money to have somebody train you to be a better driver, because you're going to get a lot out of that. And then once you've paid for that, it's it's yours.
Buy a couple
you own
Ross
that
Bentley
knowledge
books.
Yeah, I think Yeah. I don't know. People like this, but people get that satisfaction of spending money on stuff. We're a consumer society. People like to buy shit.
Well,
So I get that.
what
part
would
of
I
it,
have
too.
to brag about at Cars and Coffee if I didn't buy a lightweight battery and a titanium exhaust?
Yeah.
It's true.
It is very true.
That guy with the M4 GTS that has the water method injection system. I got to do something to top him.
Because you can't spend 190 grand
Right.
on an M4 GTS so,
Right.
with dealer markup.
Right. I don't know why that car just popped in my head, but
I don't even know why that car's popular, but
No, I didn't either.
so anyway,
To each their own.
my original thing was I just wanted to know because everything I've ever owned's been top post. I'm pretty sure, or side post. I'm pretty sure the Audi was side post.
No,
So I was just
the
wondering-
Audi was probably like center post or something stupid.
bottom place
Nah,
comes out the
and
bottom,
it's
you
on the
drop it
ends.
in.
I'm
Yeah, it's
probably
on the
wrong when I
end.
say this, but I'm pretty sure there's only the two types, at least in the U.S.
Yeah, people should post on the group what their batteries are.
I'm just curious.
Because I don't even think
don't
about
even-
it. 'Cause,
yeah,
like,
I'm not thinking
everything
about
we
it.
have is GM.
Right.
Or has been GM
Or it's
swapped.
been, it's after.
Or has
so,
GM batteries in it.
So like the Fiat's probably side post now, right?
It's side post and has a GM alternator.
right. Or
That's why
like
it works.
I think a lot of tractors I think are top post,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I hadn't
are.
thought about that.
yeah, I don't know.
I think my Volkswagen was top post.
You think it was top?
I'm pretty sure because I had to change it now I think about it.
You know what? I think you're right. I think the Audi was top post because I remember stripping the screw out on a terminal and having to replace the piece of shit because Audi life.
Yeah. Yeah, the RAV was too because it came up and went over the top, which is really a pain in the ass to get the battery out.
May have to look
I
at
get that.
I'm gonna have to look at the Trailblazer now. I would bet it's side post, but
Oh, I guarantee it's side post.
the one in the Camaro's side post. I mean, it could have been anything too, as old as it is. Somebody
I think
could have
back
converted
then,
it,
top post was the only option.
so somebody's converted
Like
this to
way
side
back
post.
in the day, I think top post was normal.
Actually, it's side post, and there's not very much room for it. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Like when you draw, if someone asks you to draw a battery, just real quick, you're going to draw it with top posts on it.
Yeah,
like that's
I
what
agree.
your default thought is.
You know what this reminds me of? It's that season for the cold weather car memes.
Oh.
And I saw that shit again today, and somebody was talking about getting your car to warm up faster by bridging your battery post with a wrench, you know?
That's such a dick move.
Throw hot water on your windshield.
Yep. Talked about that last year about
Yep.
how that's
Just the bad
don't.
advice memes.
Just don't do it. There's going to be some moron.
Put antifreeze in your oil, or
Yeah, antifreeze in your brake fluid.
yeah, that's what it was.
Which what would that do if you put antifreeze in your?
Well,
brake
I assume
fluid?
that
It can't compress it correctly.
It wouldn't
it's
compress
too,
it correctly.
It's too. It's not viscous enough. You know,
Right.
it's not a pneumatic fluid. I don't
Right.
know what that would do, other than not
It would
work.
contaminate all of it.
Yeah,
I would
I
say
couldn't tell you exactly what it
I
would
would
do.
say that we should try it, but I don't want to.
I'm not trying on anything that I own.
Nope.
Right. Like I can't think of a place where I feel comfortable trying like water and antifreeze and stuff like that in a brake line. I can't.
Oh, that'd be a good MythBusters.
yeah, but
There
I
you
can't.
go.
I can't think of a place where I feel comfortable safely testing that.
Airfield, slowly.
No, you got to actually test it.
Well, yeah, you'd work up to it, Robbie. I'm not going to
Oh.
drive down an airfield at 100 miles an hour and then slam on
I
the
mean, I
brakes when
suppose
they're
you've
full
got
of
an
water.
e-brake, I guess.
Yeah, so you got backup. You're fine.
Yeah, but whatever car that
Airbags.
we would do this on is such a piece of shit that I'd want to make sure the e-brake worked. Maybe
We'll
we
just
should do
it
some-
in like
do some
like the
maintenance
RX
on
when you get your hydro in there.
Just
Oh
fill
shit,
full of
because
water.
that's probably plumbed into the same line.
Yeah, it is. Well,
No,
yeah.
it should be a
work.
separate line.
No, you can do
Not
either
a lot
or.
of-
Oh,
aren't.
yeah, I suppose a lot of people do the dual calipers.
I talked to everybody about that, and I ended up not buying one because Luke makes you feel like a piece of shit, just like just in general about like your life and stuff. But no, you know.
Right.
But he was, he's done the inline one, so you can do an inline one or one with a separate reservoir and a separate caliper in separate lines.
Yep.
He's done the inline one, and then you go online, and people that are like Pro-Am or have drifted in Lone Star are like, it's fucking worthless, you can't modulate your front brakes, you're doing a handbrake, and you're like, all right, so, okay, I don't know what that means. And then you go on another forum, and people are like, people exaggerate shit, you can e-brake and modulate your front brake just fine. It's just like, I have no idea, so I'm just going to use the use the stock one. Try that
For now.
And then you go out with Luke and he does it without anything, and so then you're
Get
like,
an automatic bone stock G8.
you're like, maybe I just need to
Man up.
stop thinking about this altogether.
Is
So I
this
decided not to
literally what we just talked about, where you're modding your car even though you don't.
Yeah. I was thinking, well, I was going to get that Sicky deal, and then I passed on it. I was just going to get it because it was a deal.
It was a good deal.
And then I was like, but then I talked myself out of it by talking to people. And, the same thing, Chris with the rotary RX-7's like,
Yep.
I don't even have an e-brake, dude. And I was like,
Damn it.
all right, so I just need to suck it up then because I've got way more power than
more
he does.
practice,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
just practice. I have to earn the mods. I'll do
Yeah.
the angle mod because I think that'll actually help.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do the at least the roll bar, and then I have to earn other modifications.
Isn't the handbrake more of like controlling drift and tandems and stuff like that? And
Yeah,
I would say
apparently.
I would argue that you're not at that point.
But you
yet.
can adjust your entry speed and angle with the handbrake. You
Yeah.
remember when that
Oh,
dude
yeah.
was like, "You're a fucking idiot. You're going into that corner with your brake lights on." Blah blah blah. Remember that?
Oh,
moron?
yeah.
Fuck that guy. Because guess what?
Yeah.
People, you
Drive
can
guy.
You have
okay,
to
go
set it
watch
up.
anybody that does a handbrake initiation. You can modulate your front brakes to change the angle of the car while
Yeah.
you got the e-brake on. And so you can change the angle or the position of the car with the front brake. So fuck that guy.
No, I agree.
Was that on Facebook?
No, that was on-
Yeah, it was on Drive
Facebook's
Tribe
Drive Tribe.
Drifting.
Oh, was
When
it?
they shared our
That's right.
Drive Tribe
Yep.
post of Robbie learning how to drift.
This guy doesn't know shit. He's a fucking idiot.
That was my favorite. I was like, guy learns to drift. He doesn't know anything.
He doesn't know.
Well,
This guy's never
duh.
fucking drifted in his
That was-
life. It's like, no shit. Did you watch the?
That's the point.
You watched the fucking video because you were worried about his
That's
technique.
the same guy that literally posted about how he wants to buy a car and go drifting because it doesn't look that hard. He's never done it either.
Yeah, he's not done it.
Dude, you just need to do this. Haven't you watched a YouTube video?
Yeah, I watch lots of YouTube videos. Everyone does it differently.
Watch fucking Formula Drift. They have brake lights on the front windshield for a reason. It's because you can adjust the car with the brake, and the judges want to know if that happens.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
See, I assumed that it was like if you're following in the lead car, it helps the lead car keep track of what you're doing a little bit.
Well, so from what I understand, the goal of the lead car is to make as much smoke and get as far away from that moron as possible.
The goal is to screw him up.
Yeah, basically. But you can't brake check him.
Right.
Yeah, because that's people have that thought's gone through somebody's head at some point. Like, oh, I'll brake check this guy and he'll screw up
That's
his angle.
not in the spirit of the competition.
Right. So you can't do that. But anyway, so just coming to Robbie's defense there, screw that guy and his.
Hey, man, I appreciate
That was
that.
When he
way
said-
long reference, but that's
I know,
fine. It's
I know. But when I saw it the first time, I was like,
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure
want
this
to
guy's
find it.
wrong. But I didn't I couldn't
So
justify my answer.
How would I know?
I'm like, I think you can use the brake if you need to. Like, what's this guy?
to the best of my knowledge, I thought I was doing it somewhat right. I was adjusting the way I was entering.
Sure, in theory, maybe you shouldn't, but
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
sure the
I don't
pros
know.
don't. Or
Well, I
some
think
don't.
a
but-
lot of people think that you just rip your e-brake and it throws you into a drift. But after we talked to Matthew and Luke, and that was when I realized e-brake is like way down the line of things you're using to initiate.
yeah, it's
So,
it's just
a
another
lot to
tool.
it,
It's
yeah.
another thing to use to.
Right. But that's like advanced level stuff.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
not where
yeah,
you
no.
start.
No,
and
no,
that's
no,
what
no.
everybody thinks.
I would agree with that. I think everybody's like, I need an e-brake and 900 horsepower.
That's
and then I'll be set.
that's the Tokyo Drift thing. He tells him to pull the e-brake and what does he paddle over or whatever.
Does he really?
Yeah, he says
need to
grip that.
fucking
He
watch
says
that again,
he says
man.
grip that e-brake, and it's like no, don't start there.
I need to watch it again.
Okay.
I'll watch it and
I'll
then
watch it
I'll
with
bring a report back on Teriyaki Boys. Is that fair?
Yes, please.
Okay. How did I get
Since
here?
we're on drifting, I have a quick
Okay.
side tangent because whatever.
Because it's our show. We can do what the fuck we want.
So I have been working with this like 19-year-old kid who is not a car guy,
Goddamn kids.
but he's 19, so he's got to act.
He loves Teriyaki Boys and Civics.
So he's got to act like he's a badass.
Yeah.
But he just knows like pop culture car stuff.
Okay.
So like he brought up drifting and then
Okay.
brought up Ken Block, and I had to have the argument with him that, at least in my opinion, this is what I want you to tell me.
Okay.
Is Ken Block a drifter?
Oh, boy, you have hit a nerve, sir. You don't even know what's
My
going on right
opinion
now.
is no.
You don't even know what's going on right now in the world of
Probably.
drifting.
That's probably true.
I think, I guess it,
Jesus.
Robbie,
I wanted to set the tone.
Less than 10 seconds or we get in trouble, right?
I wanted to set the scene.
we're going to get kicked off YouTube.
Nah, we're talking over. It's fine.
It's not
I don't
how that
even know if
works.
people can hear it. Tip your mic down for a second.
I can hear it.
Anyway,
so
Ken Block, is
well,
he a drifter in your
there's
opinion?
I'm not going to say who it is. He was on Maximum Driftcast, so if you look at the date that this came out and then you go back to Maximum Driftcast, you'll be able to figure it out. But anyway, there's been some discussion about the dichotomy maybe or the difference between drifters like let's say Hurt Life,
Okay.
because he's not a pro drifter,
Nope.
and
Does he even compete at any level?
not that I'm
Or does
aware
he
of.
just
I don't
hang
think
out?
so. I think he hangs out. I think
Like
he
a
used
demo-
to go to
like does demos and
LS
stuff?
Fest. Yeah,
Works
demo
for
stuff.
Hoonigan.
Works for Hoonigan. So there's
Shows
those
up at
people,
Grid Life.
internet famous, and let's say Kevin. I mean, Kevin Lawrence. He's a good example. He's a pro drifter. He's made his
Right.
career drifting. He's
Yep.
he's just. I mean, he does stuff for Injuku, but he's a pro drifter.
Right.
So
Dirk
what?
Stratton.
Yeah,
all
Dirk
those,
Stratton. Yep.
those guys.
So, I mean, what's the definition of drifter, and
So-
which one's right and which one's wrong, or what's
to me,
better?
Ken Block is a rallycross driver.
Because he actually is a rallycross.
He is a rally,
Yeah,
and he's a stage rally driver. He's a rallycross driver, and his Gymkhana videos or Gymkhana or however you want to pronounce it, because that's a thing, right? It's a competitive thing. He's
I
doing
think-
it by himself in those videos, and it's like a very grand scale of it.
Okay, see what you can find, Robbie. I thought Gymkhana was like UK autocross.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's also a Japanese thing.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Oh, boy.
But to me, he's sliding a car around. That's all fine and dandy, but to me, that's not drifting. I don't know why.
What's your definition of
I
drifting?
don't know really, but I don't think he's a drifter. I think he's a rally driver who's very good at precisely controlling where he wants to put specific parts of his car on a course.
You look like
That's
you
just a good driver. That's
Yeah.
not a drifter.
Well, the Gymkhana stuff, it's a type of motorsport. And it's more similar to autocross than it is drifting.
okay.
Well,
So
there was a
Because
there was a
the competitions are actually time based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a full Ken Block tried to get a Gymkhana series off the ground
oh,
a while back. That's what that naturally aspirated Ford Cosworth that he built. That's what that car was supposed to be for. And they had a couple of them that were like in tandem with global rallycross weekends, and it didn't really go anywhere.
interesting.
But you had two cars racing
Like mirror courses.
mirrored courses.
Ah.
And I think that there was a judged and a timed portion of the whole thing.
That'd be kind of fun. Don't you think?
Yeah.
It'd be like the drifting version of autocross.
You have a time,
maybe?
like I think your time should be like 75% of your total score.
Yep.
And the remaining 25% should be the style with which you did it. And you have to make the decision, how crazy and wild and quote, stylish do you want to get?
It probably creates a problem because if it's either 100% judged or 100%
Yeah, I
time,
think that's the problem.
there's a little bit more, that differentiation line is clearer. But okay, so the guy in the left lane does it in 59 seconds, and the guy in the right lane does it in 59 and a quarter seconds, but he has better air quotes style, so he wins. Like, I think people would,
Lose their shit.
yeah.
But isn't that kind of what would make it marketable and good? People arguing over it, it would make it more interesting to
could-
watch.
I think you could put a series of it on YouTube, and people would probably watch it.
Yeah.
I
I think that would be more interesting to watch than a lot of this boiled down spec racing stuff we got going on in the world today.
Yeah, I think
People aren't interested in.
I think if the right people, like if people from Formula D set it up, where they said, this is how we're going to have to shoot this to make it interesting, then we can... It's the same thing talked about with Spencer. Like, how do you shoot? How do I go out to Raceway Park
Well,
in the
they've
Midlands and shoot that.
They've got
so.
Ken Block budget. That's not a concern.
So they can do whatever they want.
It was televised. You can go and find it. It's
Well,
on YouTube.
How long? Oh, it is on YouTube. I was gonna say, how long ago was that? Was it 10 years ago?
Year or two ago.
Really?
Well, yeah, Global Rallycross is new, dude. It was a couple years ago. That,
Wonder why that
you
didn't
remember
work.
that flat black Ford Cosworth that he built?
Not that one. No.
It
I know
was-
he's got the
it was
RS
like
200 now.
Yeah, that's new now too. But this was, dude, I'd be shocked if that was even. It couldn't have been that much before we started doing this.
Oh no, I didn't know anything about this. That's very bizarre.
For the record, the Gymkhana videos are rally videos, not drift videos.
That's my opinion of them as well.
No, that's their definition. That's what they are.
Yeah,
They are identifying them as rally.
They're
videos.
rally
It is-
videos. He's
that
a rally
to me is
driver.
not
There you go.
drifting.
So it's not drifting.
I'm going off Wikipedia, but Ken Block has never competed in a drift event ever.
Tanner Faust
Correct.
drifting up the snake. Chris Forsberg doing all the crazy things he does. Ryan Turek drifting up the mountain and all that stuff. Drifting. The stuff that Ken Block is doing, that's because he doesn't have a car that's, angle modded. It's all-wheel drive. There's differences to me.
I can see that.
Drifting, there's, I don't know. It's just not to me. But I don't have. I can't really put it into words.
So your
how I
definition
feel
is
like
not pro versus
No,
YouTube
no.
famous.
No,
Your
no,
definition is just this is rally.
because Hurt absolutely a drifter.
A drifter to you.
He's as much a drifter to me as Chris Forsberg is,
Okay.
as Kevin Lawrence, as Luke and Zach. Those guys are all drifters to me.
Okay.
But a lot of rally guys spend a lot of time doing oversteer, not drifting.
Fair enough. So I heard this on the internet from somebody. They made the comment that what Chris Harris does is, what did they say it was? It's not drift, it's power sliding. Chris Harris power slides, he doesn't drift.
I would agree.
What does
with
that mean?
I don't.
Well, he doesn't kick it out
I
sideways.
feel like
he just kind of.
absolutely he does. I feel like power sliding is an antiquated term for drifting.
Yeah, I was. How are you defining these, and where are you drawing
Power
the
slide
line?
is what our parents call drifting.
Yeah, probably. Okay, I'd go with that. It was drifting before we thought drifting was a thing,
It was drifting before Japanese started doing it and coined that term.
and made it excessive.
Right, and turned it into a.
So if you had a body
lifestyle.
kit and like a
No,
nude
'cause-
anime girl on the side, it would be drifting then.
No, because I think if
I
he
don't
was
think he needs that.
well, if he was
To this
if he
guy.
was advertising as a drift, people would rip him apart, saying, "Oh,
Well, he did
he's-
because he made that video. I think he made 2 videos about how to drift on
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, he does.
And he,
To me, he's showboating.
yeah.
I wouldn't call it drifting.
No, I mean, I don't know.
It's
It's
hard
kind
to
of
say.
tricky.
because he's not
And
getting completely locked, full lock."
Wouldn't call him a drifter. I'll put it that
No.
way. So therefore, is he not drifting?
No, to me,
But
he's doing what he has to do to get YouTube.
Yeah, he is actually. He's an entertainer.
They got him on Top Gear. I mean, he's doing something right. But
Hurt's an entertainer too.
right, but he lives the drift lifestyle.
This is weird.
Chris Harris owns an RS6 and is married to a doctor. I mean,
He's on the BBC.
right. yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a budget.
He's
Changes things.
Right.
Puts you in a different category. There you are an entertainer that power slides. But anyway,
I don't. It's hard to define.
it is hard to define, and I think it's getting weirder because I think even in the last 2 years has become more commercially acceptable. So then legitimate companies start throwing money at it, and the sport's getting weirder. They're having problems now where Dean is there. He has forgot his name. Anyway, he's got it's almost 1,400 horsepower.
Yeah.
The Viper.
Yeah.
I think it's Dean. I can't remember.
No.
Fuck. What's his? Why can't I think of his name? Wow, I'm gonna get blasted for this. I cannot remember his name right now. It completely escapes me. It's the Oracle Lighting team.
Yeah, and he's
For some reason, I cannot
like
think of his name.
Scandinavian or something, isn't he?
No, not this guy.
Okay.
Anyway, so you got a 1,400 horsepower Viper.
Right, it's
That's
ridiculous.
fucking
It's Dean
crazy.
Kearney.
It is Dean? Okay. Yeah,
See, when you say Dean, I
Or
automatically
Carney.
go to James
Carney,
Dean.
not Kearney.
yeah, you're thinking of James Dean. Yeah, not
Yeah,
him.
and I was like, no, he's not in a Viper.
He's Northern European. I don't remember which one, but
Okay.
So yeah, like it starts making the sport weird. Like
It is a weird sport. And there's been, I mean, I don't follow it super, super closely, but I follow it closely enough because I try to follow a little bit of everything. I've seen people talk about maybe we should put limits on Pro 1. Maybe this has gotten out of hand, and I don't think they should.
I think they should let Pro 1 go. I think it'd be really interesting if they started a Pro Series that had like some really weird limits, like you only get 350 horsepower. That's all you get. Now do
Okay.
something. Now do whatever you want. I think that would make a really, because there are some people.
But somebody else should do it. Leave Formula 1 or Formula Drift alone.
So not I was thinking Formula Drift could probably put that together.
They could do they could do like classes,
Yeah, they could have a class.
like an unlimited class, or
yeah, leave
something.
Pro alone, leave Pro
Maybe
2
they
alone.
should provide the car.
Spec car, spec drifting. Spec drifting would be interesting.
It would be.
I don't know
little
how you would do it, but it would be interesting.
Well, because you see these guys, they hop into any car that they want to, that they come along with, and they just slide. Like U.S. Top Gear, they just, Rutledge and Adam Ferrara decided, okay, Tanner, you seem to be able to drift anything. Let's do this. They got him like a dump truck and a passenger bus and all this stupid shit, and he was out there sliding that stuff. You know, so you put them in a car that is exactly the same. Even if they've never driven it before, he's going to figure out how to make it rotate. It's
Yeah.
going to be fine,
Yep.
especially if it's designed for it.
Yep.
But then it comes down to, number one, being able to figure the car out quickly, and number two, being able to, or having the talent to do it, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
It might not be set up the way you want it. That's part of being a driver and overcoming that.
Right.
That might be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Because
Plus,
it adds a, you know, one of the things that people don't like about drifting is that there's no, like, clear winner. There's no clear, I'm better than you.
yeah.
That might help make,
Yeah.
I don't, it's,
Well,
well,
but
it's still judged.
People
but
bitch now because you've got those, I think it's Wise Fab that provides everybody's kits now, but you get like
so
75 degrees of angle. They're like $3,000.
they're crazy.
Yeah, they're not-
Yeah,
They're not
and
cheap.
now they're making like time attack uprights and crazy
Oh,
shit
really?
like that. Yeah. So they have like, because if you noticed, all the drift ones I think are blue.
Okay.
And then I think, if I remember right, they're green and white, or I don't know, they have a rally line, they have a track and circuit line, and they have a drift line, and they're each a specific color for those lines.
Interesting. Yeah, it does.
Yes,
look
I've
blue.
only seen the blue.
It's like a light blue. Almost
So
turquoisey.
sick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what they're known for is drift kits. Anyway,
Right, that's
so,
where they started.
So, okay, you get 75 degrees of angle.
A million degrees of caster.
Yeah, one of the guys has 1,400 horsepower.
Right,
You know, you can do about anything you want as long. I think your suspension mounting points have to be in the same spot. But
Yeah, they have to
So-
be factory mounting points.
so you know, a lot of people argue, and these are people that have never driven a 1,400 horsepower Viper either. But a lot of people argue that it's like, well, you know, that you can get yourself out of trouble no matter what you do. You know, you step on the brake or
No,
pull
it's
the
that-
e-brake.
it's that
or-
easy.
I feel
or
like-
put some, you know, just put the power down and make a bunch of smoke. Like it's not even cool anymore.
I feel like
man.
that's the opposite of the truth. A 1,400 horsepower car, you are more likely to get in trouble than a 350 horsepower car.
yeah.
make more smoke.
You
I think
hit the
that's.
wall
I
a
think
lot
that's
faster.
you.
It's also a lot
the
harder
wall-
to keep it from over rotating and coming around on you.
Yeah. So, but then you get like people like Denofa that compete against Dean, and he's got 750 horsepower, something like that.
Denofa does.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got one of the least powerful cars in the whole grid,
Yeah,
and
those Mustangs are naturally aspirated cars.
he won qualifying in.
What kind of world
the-
do we live in?
What do you mean?
Least powerful car on the grid, 750 horsepower.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway, we don't need to solve drifting,
10
Formula
second
drifting's
car,
problems
you know?
today.
Or
We-
better.
We don't need to solve those problems today.
No.
Interesting.
We kind of really got all over the place there.
Yeah,
but
so
it's
batteries.
fine.
Tell us what kind of battery you have on
And
the Facebook
you know what?
page.
Is Ken Block a drifter? You tell me that too. I want to know.
That's a good one, actually.
I want to know because I don't think he is.
Someone's gonna get triggered by that for sure.
That's fine. I don't think he is.
Okay, how about this then? He sure as shit is not a drifter.
I'm not taking anything away
Take
from
that.
him.
Trigger me timbers.
He's a fantastic driver, very skilled man, and clearly a marketing genius.
Yeah, obviously.
But of all the titles he can claim, I don't feel that drifter is one of them.
No,
I feel like if you're a pro driver in a series, that's what you are.
that and
If you take,
but it gets cloudy because we're starting arguing over because he's the headmaster in charge of Hoonigan. So I mean,
is he in
the
charge of-
HHIC.
Is he?
That's what it's-
HHIC.
that's- he's the
Head
So what the
Hoonigan
fuck
in
is
charge.
Hoonigan then?
It's
a rally company. If you're a drifter, you have to take that shit off your car. So confusing. It's all these different levels.
Yeah. It also amazes to me that he has truly transcended to a point where people who, to them the car world is Veyrons and Lambos and Ken Block.
Yeah,
He has become very household name
Right.
leveled.
Yeah.
For whatever.
He's as big a name as basically any motorsport person I can think of, short of maybe NASCAR guys, just at least in America.
I wonder if he's as famous professional sports players.
yeah, I'd say he is.
Do you think so? Because I
feel
don't have a
pretty
clue.
confident. I
Like
have
people at work
confidence
talk
saying
about
I mean, if
Dave that plays baseball,
Well,
whatever,
so-
the Dodgers, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Go talk to that guy and ask him if he knows who Ken Block is.
I think he would.
Oh, ask people around the office
Yeah.
if they know who Ken Block is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that.
And then ask him if he's a
I don't,
drifter.
but everybody in my office is old, though. I'm like the youngest person
Do they
in
have
there.
kids?
Not
ask-
the right age,
Yeah, I was
though.
gonna say, ask him what posters
Well-
are on their wall.
One of them may have, but he's kind of a spaz. I don't think he'll. He's a good dude, but he's kind of spaz. I don't know. I'll try asking a couple people. I bet I'll get a bunch of negative. I bet if I went out and talked to the guys that work in the field, I bet half of them would probably know who he is. So
I might have to try that as well. We'll report back.
I'll report back. Try that.
I'll
Anyway,
ask a couple people.
is that it?
That's all I got.
Batteries, Ken Block. Let's move on to our topic.
Okay.
Who set up this topic?
You.
This is the one that I put down.
I don't know.
Well,
Oh, I picked it, but it was on that list. I was just curious.
That list has
I know.
existed for 2 years.
I know. I don't
who
even have a
put what
clue.
on where.
Okay, I didn't know if anybody felt particularly passionate about this
No.
topic and they wanted to run with it. Fine,
Nah.
I'll run with it then. So these are what we're talking about are cars that are so good, even Robbie wouldn't modify them.
This is the
That
hardest.
might be setting the bar too high.
This is the hardest topic ever.
Just any
Okay,
one of us wouldn't
I-
modify.
Well, see, the thing is, like when you put Robbie into it, it doesn't
right.
because he wouldn't modify a Rogue, but that's not because it's too good.
That's
not to
true.
modify.
His
True.
his
That's not
definition
worth-
of
that's
what
not
he
worth
would
the effort.
or would not modify is weird. The other thing is when you went to the bathroom, he told me I put these cars on these lists. I think I'd still modify them though. So his list is bullshit before
It
we even
is.
start. Okay,
This car's
I never
sweet,
met a car I wouldn't modify.
and I would happily own this car, but I feel like it'd be better with an LS in it.
fuck, Robbie,
See?
not following the rules. Okay, so I want to add one to this.
Add a rule.
I want to add a caveat to the bottom I want to talk about before we move on to the news. And I kind of sprung it on you on purpose, but I'm going to give you some time to think about it. It's cars that you would modify and actually enjoy, but part of your motivation for modifying them is to piss off like brand loyalists and enthusiasts and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't even need to think about that.
Okay, we'll save that for last, but let's go through the list first. Can I get the dumb ones out of the way first?
Oh, you want me to go first?
No, me. Can I say my
Oh.
couple that are obvious? Just throw them out there.
I tried to think of cars that weren't like, McLaren P1, a Countach.
Yeah, I've got
That was the hardest thing. Is
Oh,
like,
I'd modify Countach for sure.
like, oh yeah,
Yeah, but
hypercars,
that kind of
supercars.
falls in your first or in your zinger category.
You know why I'd modify a Countach? Because the wheels I think are 15 by 10 or something
yeah,
like
it's
that.
such a weird
I think
size.
they're bigger than that.
Are they really?
If
15
I
by
remember
12?
right, didn't that one that was at Carl's have like 315s on it that were
But it's a 15-inch wheel.
yeah, so that's more like a 12 or a 13 inch.
You know
rim.
Pirelli's charging you $600 a piece for those tires.
for sure.
Fuck you guys.
More
You
than
got to
that.
buy them from us. So
More than that.
you got to buy them from us. We're charged whatever the hell we want for
Yeah.
them. So anyway, I would put some 17s on my Countach. But anyway,
Some 24s.
some 24s on my for sure. Lift that up there. F40 033 Stradale.
Yeah,
That kind
yeah.
of stuff is on my list, but
Yeah,
The super fast.
I was just trying to. I'd for sure throw a tune on that.
It's already super fast.
Do you think Cobb makes an access port for that?
I bet if you called them up, they would hang up on you. They wouldn't even entertain the like. Oh,
HP
really?
Tuners, something like that. Like, what can we do here?
Yep. Just hold on for just 1 second, please, sir. Click.
Doesn't even have an OBD2 port on them.
Probably
they have
not.
something proprietary.
Probably not,
bullshit.
because the Italians don't want you messing with any other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I would be willing.
It's like
I would almost guarantee you that like Veyrons and P1s don't.
That would be interesting. I wonder if you need one, though, to be legal in the U.S.
Oh,
I wonder if it's a regulatory
it might
mandated
be.
thing.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, probably.
Guaranteed
What
it's
makes it-
hidden,
yeah.
stashed away somewhere.
So buried inside of there, you can't get to
Yeah.
it. Okay, well, I'll say one that maybe is obvious, maybe not obvious, but any V12 Aston Martin. I don't think I'd modify.
Okay, so I have a. Excuse me, I have a little question for you on that one.
Okay.
I think it's a V12. It might be a V8, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Our favorite guy in the whole wide world, Matt Farah.
Yes.
You know how much we
Oh.
love Matt Farah.
6-speed swap.
He 6-speed swapped his. But you could get them that way. And the factory did it.
If the factory did it, I don't. I'm thinking like when I say modify, I'm kind of thinking of me being a moron in my own garage and like hacking
Hack
stuff
jobbing
up
it?
with a hacksaw.
LT swapping.
LT swapping it. So like that's my definition of modifying. Like I
Well, I
don't.
mean, if you could get it that way, that's not modifying. I mean, that's just
Well, if you
getting
send
a
it back
different
to the
option.
factory and they put
Yeah.
a 6-speed in it, I'm not going to call that a mod.
yeah,
But I think that there are people out there who would do it for this much, and then the factory did it for like double that. But he did it for he had the factory do it because he thinks that in the end it will make the car worth more than if he would have had someone else do it.
Probably.
And the car was bought as an investment.
Yeah, probably. I don't even know if I'd do that.
no,
I probably, whatever. If I wanted a V12 with a manual, I would have bought a
Well, yeah,
V12
they
with
make
a
you
manual.
can get a V12 Vantage with a manual. I mean,
He's a madman. Does he have that car still? I don't.
yeah, it literally is his New York car.
Wow, those are a lot of problems.
He name dropped on a show. I haven't really been listening to his show a lot lately. He name dropped like a month or two ago. Apparently, him and his father or his father is friends with Ralph Lauren.
Oh, yeah.
So
He's been on a binge of spending $5,000 or more on watches.
yeah,
That Weiss watch, I don't even want to know what that
he's
costs.
doing
10 grand
one-takes
maybe.
on sailboats and yachts and stuff now.
He
too,
posted
so.
on Instagram today that he's on a yacht. So
He's joined a yacht club. He's full on white guy in it.
it's just weird because like he's the people's, car guy.
I think that he adopted that role because he saw that he could take it and he could play that part. But he, like, all jokes aside, really truly is the trust fund kid.
Elite. Yeah.
You know, his parents live on an estate. He
I know.
really is the trust fund kid.
He's got 2 Rolex
He didn't buy.
Submariners. He's got a 50 fathoms now, which is
He
I
didn't
don't
buy
know.
a Vantage on YouTube money
yeah.
alone.
He bought a Grand Seiko that I'm really jealous of. He bought something else. He bought that Weiss, which I don't even. There's only one of those. Who knows what that cost? Yeah, it's one of one,
oh,
and they make them in California by hand.
oh boy,
Cha-ching.
Yeah, these are all watches. FYI, those 50 fathoms dive watches are really expensive. Blanc Pain, if that's even how you say that. They have race series. They sponsor
Yeah.
GT3 racing or whatever.
They sponsor Lambo's
Yeah, right. That's what it is.
race
Yeah, they're
series.
yeah. So that's a pricey watch. Bought
I,
one of
I
those
have
recently.
one Bulova.
You have one Bulova?
Yep.
Good work, Robbie.
Yeah, bought it used off pawn shop.
That boy.
Paid $100 for
One of
it.
those
might
places
be
with the
fake.
bars on the windows.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I bought it online, shipped from a New Jersey pawn shop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Side
Probably doesn't even have a storefront.
Yeah, it's probably some dude in his garage. Either way, it's nice.
You know?
Well, it's nice. It's nice.
It may
enough
or may
for
not be fake. It's hard, but it looks
Who
cool.
would fake a Bulova?
Dude,
I don't know.
they fake Tussauds. That's the same level of watch.
Yeah.
Saw a fake Tissot the other day. I was like, what the hell are you doing, man?
What is it like? They claim it's one of those touch face ones, and it's
No,
not, or
it was
what?
just a normal looking Tissot or Tissot,
Tissot,
however you
I
want
think
to
is
say
what
it.
you say.
They're freaking like $500.
I don't
Why would you
like
have
the
a fake?
Tissot's.
I don't have one, so Anyway,
I don't know.
gone
What
down
are you
the-
wearing?
Don't worry about it, Robbie. Shut up. Shut your mouth, Robbie.
He's in a not dating phase.
I see that.
I'm in a not dating phase. It was a good deal and I wanted it. Shut up.
Hey, you posted it on Instagram.
I
It's your-
did.
it's
I did
your own
post it
fault.
on Instagram.
To reference last week's show, he's in a not dating phase.
Yep.
Listen, I bought it where Matt Farah shops, but it was way cheaper than anything that he's ever bought there.
And it was on Black Friday
And
sale.
it was on Black Friday, so leave me alone. All right, what were we talking about? Watches, cars,
Cars we don't.
No, you got me hung up
Watches
on
we
Black
wouldn't
Friday
modify.
Cars we wouldn't modify. So I had V12 Aston Martin. What did you have, Robbie? You have anything good over there?
1997 Lamborghini Diablo.
You would not modify the Diablo.
I would have a really hard time changing anything on that car. Because to me, that was always like the supercar. Like when I was growing up, that was the one and only supercar. So when they switched the design in '99, I hated it. I fucking hated it.
You mean when they went to the Audi Diablo?
Yeah, like for some
Changed it up a little
reason they changed it enough that I absolutely hated it. And for me, it was always 98 or 90 to 98 was always
That's
the supercar to
one.
me. So that'd be a car that I'd have a hard time modifying. I sat and looked at it way too long when I was at Volo. I mean, it was just it's just sitting there. It's just this plain stock Lamborghini Diablo. I'm just like, this one. I want this one. Just like whatever.
Oh, you went there with Jess too?
Heck yeah!
I wasn't for sure if you went there on your Chicago weekend.
Yeah, we swung through it on the way home.
Attaboy. Anything else?
Oh, I'm
Got any like more pedestrian cars? Something
That's the
that-
hardest thing is having a pedestrian car I wouldn't touch or like
I have a
wouldn't modify.
handful.
I don't think there's.
I don't know that they're really pedestrian, but they're not like Italian super exotic.
See, I had the McLaren P1 because that car
Right.
is something I would never
What would
want
you
to
do
touch.
to that anyway? I
Nothing.
mean,
Screw it up.
But then
Right.
my goal was to have a like $100,000 would be like my max for like cars with this list, and I couldn't really do it. But this one might be different for you guys. Any Ford GT or Ford GT40, I would have a hard time modifying that.
yeah, there's really not much I would change on that.
The 2005 one is so valuable now, I would feel bad about it.
Even before that one went up in price, like when it first came out, like straight from the dealer. I mean, I can't remember what they cost, but it's whatever.
It was like $100,000.
It wasn't overly priced, I don't think. Not like the
it was,
new one.
It was reasonable in air quotes,
Air
but it was
quotes.
$100,000, in 2005, which you can now buy a Corvette that's $130,000. So that's not that different.
But yeah, when that came out, I would pick a color scheme and be like, okay, well, I got
This is
everything
it.
I want.
I'm all set. That
So,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that was a thing, though, for a while, was putting like twin turbochargers and shit on those
Yeah.
GT40s or GTs.
I'd be shocked if the Ford GT is not the first car to break the 300 mile per hour barrier in the standing mile.
That'd be sweet.
There's that one night, I want to say it's MK2 Racing, their shop. I want to say it's them. Not 100% sure. It's like Bad GT or something like that. It's in the 290s. Twin turbo, multiple thousands of horsepower. Ford GT.
But not for Robbie, though.
I mean, I think I'd have to really convince myself I was going to modify that car.
Robbie would have to be at the income level where he could buy two.
That's
Have a
true.
stock
That's
one, have a non-stock
absolutely
one?
True. Like, yeah, this is a list. If I could, I'd have two of them. One I would leave just fine. The other one I would just go crazy.
But in
with.
this scenario, assuming Robbie's Jeff Bezos, I still think that he would find that incredibly impractical and then not do it. You're like, two of them? That's insane. Absolutely not. And then he would buy neither.
Well, if he's like, Bill Gates money.
No, that's what I was, Bezos. He's the second most.
I don't even know who that guy is.
That's the Amazon dude.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's the second richest guy in the world, or
he
close
was
to?
one. Well, I guess
Was he number one for a
he
little
was
while?
one, and then he sold a percentage of.
Oh,
Amazon.
okay. Yeah.
I read something like 6 months back that said, based on the current projections, Bill Gates should be able to become the first trillionaire. So,
That's crazy.
What do you even do with all that
if he
money?
can get his wife to stop giving it all away, I guess.
It's true.
Not
Yeah.
that he needs it.
That's
I'm
it.
not telling him not to. I think it's great that he does. But
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want that title. I think I'd just give the money away. Just to make the
wait a second.
100 billion is good there. That's kind of a sweet
I
spot
have
for
more
me.
money than a lot of the top or the bottom 75% of the world's countries' GDP. Maybe I need to back off of it.
Probably got a better overall net worth than the United States, but we don't need to get into that. But think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
It's more liquid.
He's definitely more liquid, that's for sure. But anyway,
So
four GTs.
I think for me, I tried to think of some pedestrian-ish cars.
Yeah.
The first one that came to my mind would be an Audi Sport Quattro coupe.
Okay.
I would love to have one of those, the 5-cylinder and the turbo, and just be that.
Are you talking about the TTRS coupe?
No. Like the one that
Oh, the original
one that
one.
the Group B rally car
Yeah.
was built on.
I gotcha.
The Quattro. Quattro.
It's super 80s.
It is super 80s. I know Robbie hates every
God,
little
I would-
bit of it.
I would modify the ever-living piss out of that
Well,
thing.
that for sure would be a car I'd have to own two of.
Okay.
But I would love to own a bone stock one of those because I think they're fantastic.
Okay.
You mean this Mustang-looking thing?
Jesus.
Ooh, that's very rude, Robbie. How dare you? It's very rude.
Box flares, Robbie.
Listen,
box
Robbie-
flare, all the things.
Robbie, just because all 80s cars look the same,
That looks like a Fox body Mustang.
It does not.
Is that?
It doesn't.
wait,
It's
let
a
me see
red
the back
Fox
of it. Let
body
me see the-
Mustang.
I don't.
It's a
No.
No, I mean from the back, yeah, it does.
No.
Yep.
No.
Everybody with 80s cars is gonna be fucking pissed on the group now.
Good, all three of them can hate me forever.
Robbie doesn't have time for your shit. Buy
Keep it
240.
90s, bro.
Buy 240. God damn it.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh shit, I have an 80s car. Damn it.
Do you?
Yeah, the RX-7's from 86.
Damn it!
Fuck.
It's true.
I'll allow it.
All 80s cars still look the same.
Damn it! I lost my train of thought.
You're gonna get it.
You want this? You want this
Quattro.
bone stock?
Quattro.
Mustang.
My other one, which these cars have gotten way out of hand now too, the winged Mopars. The
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Superbird, the Super B, whatever, the Plymouth and the Dodge versions thereof.
Oh, really? I feel like that's really socially acceptable to put a blower on and do stupid stuff with.
No way, dude.
Oh,
you
yeah.
leave that thing alone.
Nah, man, I'm doing it.
But that car comes around to your, or that body style comes around to your second one too. So, there's basically no muscle car I lust after except for that one.
Really, that's it. It's because it's a race car.
Yeah,
It's
a
yeah,
giant
it's a race
middle
car.
finger,
Yeah, it's a race car.
and I love it.
Wasn't it? Wasn't there something special about it going 200 miles an hour or something?
Yeah, I think in a unrestricted version there, like if you had the NASCAR version of the car, it's a 200 mile an hour capable car.
Yeah.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I knew there was something special about it.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that it's awesome.
it is awesome.
It does look pretty sweet.
Plus, it's got the biggest ricer wing in the world.
It is super racer. Wait, no, it's not. No,
No, it's totally functional and was built for racing.
It's true.
It
not
is-
racer.
It's not racer. It's
I always
true.
thought that was super funny when
Actually, no. It might be ricer because you know why it's so fucking tall?
This is not true. It is not so that the trunk can open.
It's not true?
No, that's not true.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've listened to an interview with a guy who wrote a book about it, who actually interviewed the engineer that designed it.
Why is it so
He
tall?
said it is up there to get it in the airflow because at the time that was the best they knew what to do with.
Oh, they didn't know that if it was down lower, it would be okay? They figured they had to have it above the roof?
You know,
Oh, okay.
their wind tunnel testing and like with the rules that they were working in, the technology that they had at the time, that was the best design that they could come up
Well,
with.
that wasn't
It
that.
was just a happy coincidence that it allowed the trunk to open.
Isn't that about the same time that like the Formula One cars had the really tall wings and stuff too?
Oh, that was
They were doing
Was that way-
crazy,
way
crazy
before?
shit.
that was like when the ground effects car was a thing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. The Lotus.
They didn't know what they were
Don't
doing. They
remember
were
what
just
the
doing
number is.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something stuck.
Yeah.
But I always find it funny going to car shows, be like, those fucking racers with their big wings. But check out this Daytona.
Fucking sick.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not taking anything away from that car. I love it.
The pockets above the front wheels.
Yes.
Dodge told NASCAR officials that those were there because when the car was at speed, it would squat, and that kept the tires from. It gave the tire clearance, but
Yeah.
what it really was for was evacuating air pressure out from underneath the wheel well and preventing it from making a high pressure zone that lifted the front end of the car.
See, this is when NASCAR was cool.
Yeah.
You just lie about shit.
No.
No.
It's just a
No.
It's a tire clearance thing. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. It's fine.
It's like the Italians.
Well, then close in the back. We already got it built. Sorry. Oh, okay, that's fair.
You can't change it now.
No, it's too late.
These are the changes that Monster needs to instigate with NASCAR. Mm-hmm. More just letting questionable shit go. Nah, close enough.
Stock cars. I'm just saying.
Do you want me to share a couple?
Sure. Yeah,
I got some pedestrian air quotes cars here.
Okay.
The new air quotes because it's still the old one, but the Z28 Camaro.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to make that better. And even if I did, I'm not
like
gonna,
more power is not going to be better.
No,
it's just going to be.
I can't put wider wheels on it. That's not a thing. And I'm not going to get bigger brakes on it.
No.
I mean, I suppose you could get really wild and crazy and stupid and put more arrow on it.
Or I could put a cage in it. Maybe I don't think it's.
Yeah.
Maybe it's got a roll bar.
I wouldn't be surprised if I could order
not
that as a
seeing
factory option.
Yeah, a bolt-in bar or something.
I guarantee you that's a factory option.
So
More
it's
power,
way
maybe?
no, it's way more car
I
than
don't
I could
feel
drive
like you
now.
need more power.
Well, for all those tires, you got to have more power.
I don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
if they put that much tire on it from the factory,
Then you definitely need more.
it deserved it. It's not a.
I mean,
edge
maybe
sport, rather.
maybe I would change the pulley on the supercharger, but then I would think I would go back to my thought process with the e-brake for drifting. It's like you don't deserve the pulley, so you shouldn't change it. Like you can't even drive it now, so don't be a moron like most people. And that same, I mean that you can buy one of the list
Was
price
the
is
Z
75.
supercharged?
Oh no, it's a 7-liter. You're right, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
modify a
it's the
ZL1 Corvette or
The ZR1 1LE.
ZL1.
ZL1.
ZL1. I wouldn't
1LE.
modify that, but I wouldn't modify a ZR1 either.
I don't know about that.
Maybe I
Well,
put
the new one, the C6, I would.
What would you do to the C6?
The C6 ZR1 I would modify because like that was more of a straight line speed car.
So you could do drag race stuff with it?
Right. And I don't want to do that stuff. I want to turn corners with it. So it would benefit from a little bit of downforce and some little things like that.
See, when I think of modifying, I don't think changing wheels and stuff like that. I don't really think
Maybe
that's
we should have
modifying.
defined that, but I don't feel like that is either. Unless you're talking like F40s, Countach's, like those cars, then changing wheels from factory wheels, I would probably
kind of a
consider
bigger change.
modifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a new Camaro changed wheels
Like
on
if I
that
bought a Corvette,
or put tint on it.
that's not
That's not a mod.
no.
But seriously, I mean, if I had a Z28 Camaro, I would not do anything to it. I wouldn't change the wheels. I wouldn't change the brakes. I wouldn't. Yeah.
That would be the diminishing returns small battery thing.
Right, exactly.
You have to spend $30,000 to make it markedly better.
Yeah. But I could see on a C6 ZR1, I might put some welds on, or not welds. I wouldn't put welds on it, but something.
Forge lines or something.
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like a real high end.
HRE.
Yeah,
something
HRE.
like
I'd
that.
probably put a set of HRE wheels on it. If I had the money to buy the car, I might spend some serious cash on really nice, lightweight wheels that aren't quite so ugly. But I don't really see that to be modifying either.
Well,
the new one, I wouldn't. No, you're gonna mess it up. Don't screw with it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt about the 2017 Viper ACR. Like, what would you do? Nothing.
That truly is a car you couldn't improve upon.
Don't mess with Ralph's design.
That's
Leave
good.
it alone.
Just let it go.
Leave it alone.
It's perfect. Just drive it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Try not to die.
Randy
Put it in a
Popes?
closed trailer so you don't ruin your gas mileage.
Yep.
How do you say his last name? Popes?
Pobst.
Pope, because there's a B in it.
Popst.
It's not Pope.
Randy Popes.
Pobst.
Pobst.
Popes.
You're not as fast as him, so don't screw with it.
Exactly.
He is the yardstick. You are not a yard. Don't mess with it.
Just be happy that maybe you could call yourself a ruler.
Right,
Like a
exactly.
foot.
You got, yeah. You're never gonna find the edge of.
You're
what
certainly
this car
not a
is
tape
capable of.
measure in this analogy.
Right, exactly. You're never gonna get to the edge of that car. At least not be able to ride the edge of it successfully. So don't screw with it.
Yeah. But this is a really hard question. Cars you would not modify without getting ridiculous. It's really hard to narrow that. A Cyclone, I would leave a Cyclone alone. If I had a Cyclone, I'd leave it alone.
That's an interesting one. Cyclone. You don't think you turn the boost up a little bit? Just a little bit more
Put some
boost.
subs in the back.
I don't think I
little
need
bit more
to.
boost.
I think it's fine.
Just a little bit more
Just leave
boost.
it alone.
Change some wheels.
I might change some wheels, and I'd probably put a chip it.
You would chip.
You would
that.
chip it.
I'm going to let that slide.
I'd consider chipping it. I really would. Or doing a standalone to run it. I would think about it. I probably would do it. Get it tuned just to make sure. You're in the rudimentary days of tuning, so I wonder if it would benefit reliability.
That's when you like flash your ROM and
it's good stuff, man. It's old school.
OBD0, son.
I don't even know what they did back then. It was all probably proprietary ports, wasn't it?
I don't have a
If
slightest
they even
clue.
had ports. That's before
Just
us.
have flashing lights on the dash, and you got to cross-reference it with a book.
That's that 80s bullshit, Robbie, that we don't even, I mean,
Nope.
Don't even understand it slightly.
That. Nope.
I had a 92 Econo line at my last job for a while, and the airbag light would flash in like
I would tell you, yeah,
in like
a
Morse-
code.
like Morse
code. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could look up in the owner's manual, and it would tell you what that it was like a vacuum leak or some bullshit. I was like, why the airbag light?
Because you'll worry about it if your airbag.
Why not the
doesn't work.
check engine light?
Same light.
They're not though. I always thought that
they
was
didn't
weird.
they didn't know any different.
They're like airbag. People don't even know what those are in the early 90s. We'll just make this our diagnostic light as well.
I have no idea. I don't know why they chose that. Anybody have anything else on their list?
I had the let's see, I had the '63 Corvette, like the split window one,
Yeah.
but I've seen some pretty crazy builds, so I can justify modifying that one.
See,
But,
I still think though, if you're gonna build it, I mean, if you're gonna restore it, you're gonna have the engine out, and then that's a slippery slope. If the engine's out,
Yep.
then you're gonna go, well, I really should have forged rotating assembly, and then you can put a little more compression. It's not
put a-
gonna hurt
just
it.
put a
drop
little
it down a
Cable
little
situa-
bit. Make
that-
it,
all of a sudden 650 horsepower.
And next,
you know?
next thing you know, it won't idle.
Right, and you have no vacuum and no brakes, and that's
I just
that's
put one of
you
those
drive off a cliff.
fasts on here.
Yeah,
Not
like a
deal with
fuel
this.
injection. Yeah, you got the
get some ride tech suspension now.
Right.
I can take it to good guys and
Right.
do the autocross like the guys out
What
of
just
Sioux Falls.
happened?
next thing you know, you spent $200,000 on a car.
My God, it would look
And,
so
and
good.
you could take it to Barrett Jackson and sell it for 80.
Yeah, that's the dream.
I don't know. You take it to Scottsdale, you might be able to sell it for $1 million, $3 million. Who fucking
No,
knows?
those cars, that market has not.
Has it? Because I watched Meekum and it was depressing. I figured maybe it was just Barrett Jack. Like, I think people get all like jacked up on that Barrett Jackson,
Yeah, but I
vibe.
don't think it's as crazy as it used to be. They're not setting records selling, one of one Chargers anymore.
Probably not. But Meekum is straight up depressing. Like, you could, if you had 30 grand, you are a rich man at Meekum, and you could
Jeez.
buy some cool stuff. Like,
Well, when I went to Barrett
brand name
Jackson,
stuff.
you could say that there too.
really?
There were cars that I feel like you could have bought and profited on.
What you should do, go to Kansas City, go to that Meekum, because it's probably lame, buy stuff, and then
There
drive
used
it.
to be one here in Des Moines.
Drive it. Yeah, I don't do it anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
No, I don't think so. Because I would go. It was in the middle of winter too. It was great. Because
Was it like
sucked.
at the
nothing else to
fairgrounds
do.
or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was in.
I never went.
It was in the
I just knew
4-H
it was
building.
here.
I went 1 year, and dude, they had like an E-Type Jag. It sold for $4,000. She's like, it was the Mark
that's
II version, but still.
that's a car that I would never have pegged this, but apparently my dad would love to own.
That's weird.
Right?
Yeah, it's super weird.
Yeah.
But But there was stuff like, and then they had the, was it I can't remember if it was a K5 camper conversion or if it was just a 1500 Sierra camper conversion, sold for $12,000. So,
Those are hot,
yeah, even, is that 10 years ago? Probably wasn't 10 years ago, 8 years ago. Even then,
I don't get
hot
it.
commodity. Who
I
knows?
don't get it.
But anyways, to finish up my thought on the Corvette, the '59 Corvette, the C1,
Yep.
I couldn't modify that one. That would have to be restored.
It's
Nothing
special.
changed. Yes,
'Cause it's-
that one's special.
It's
The 63
Genesis.
less special. I could totally monster
Even though
that thing.
the 59 is frankly a terrible car.
It's a beautiful car.
It's
They're
an awful
6-cylinder, they're automatic, they're piss slow.
It doesn't even have pop-up headlights, which is absolutely ridiculous.
The only redeeming quality.
Triggered.
What was the first year for the Corvette, Robbie? Because I've already gotten this wrong once on this show. Was it
thought it was-
56 or
thought it was
55?
59.
53.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 53. 53 is the first year. Or 54.
Oh, okay.
You looking it up now? Because that car, if you found one of those with a 6-cylinder,
Yeah, 53.
I would feel like absolute dog shit if I knew somebody modified one of those. Put a V8 in it.
Even though they're terrible.
Oh, it's a terrible car. It's a beautiful car, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
But that's no. Let's not. Just leave it alone. Just restore it back to original. Sell it. Do whatever.
Then
I think it's got to be mostly old cars, though.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of new cars that I feel like they should be left alone.
And I was trying to look at it from that perspective, like what cars today would I be pissed to see 50 years from now all jacked up? I couldn't really come up with anything, but that was my thought.
I think your perspective is too
it's
skewed. So you have to go back and look at, like, okay, so a normal Corvette, like an LS2 or an LS3 Corvette with a 6-speed, low mileage, 50 years from now, if it was originally, be like, oh, it's great. But if somebody had done, put a Pro Charger on it, they're like, oh, you screwed it up,
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what you guys talked about last week with the Impala. Back then, it was just a car.
Yeah.
Today,
right.
I think an SS is going to be worth something 40 years from now. But today, it's just a car. And would I modify it? Hell yes, I would.
I'd put a Pro Charger on an SS.
Yep.
No doubt.
Even if I just did like a mild cam and headers. Sure, absolutely. But 30 years from now, I might regret it.
Keep those original parts,
Yeah, you
though,
might
for sure.
put that on a shelf and
Put a
stick
label
it up.
on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But right now, would I modify one if I bought it? Sure. A Ford RS? Sure. Why not?
You might blow it up.
I might leave a Raptor alone, maybe.
That was another thought, because there was a guy that just bought one at work, and it's white with the black logo, and I'm like, oh, I'm not a big fan of white, but God, that looks good. And I can't think of anything I would change on it.
Just putting a slightly louder exhaust modifying. Because I own like a 392. I might put some exhaust on it, but other than that, I'd leave it alone.
If it's
probably.
bolt-on, ooh, I don't know.
Is that a
if it's a catback
modification?
bolt-on, that's a good question.
Is that like wheels and tires?
No, because if you had going back to Robbie's Diablo, although I'm sure it's loud, so I don't know why you'd put it. Well, maybe you could put Borlas on it or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But is that modifying it then?
You're getting,
But I feel like
definitely almost there.
I feel like cars that quote average people could own, and cars that are the Lambos and stuff like that. Like we said earlier, you change the wheels on a Corvette, and that's not modifying. But I feel like if you change the wheels on a Diablo, it is. That's the same with the exhaust.
Okay.
But if I change the exhaust on a 2012 Challenger 392, is that
not really
modifying it? It's kind of just doing things.
Yeah, I don't know.
What if it's already rusted out?
Well, then it's just preventative. Yeah. Well, it's maintenance. Maybe it's preventative maintenance.
There we go.
That's what it is. It's preventative. You're trying to get ahead of.
Now I can justify it.
Now it's totally fine.
It's
so if you're going to spend $2,000 on a Borla system, that's your business. Because you want the best. If you're going to do preventative maintenance, you should spend the money and get the best.
If you are going to modify, you just at least make it better.
Yeah. Definitely should. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else on your list, Robbie?
I have the least pedestrian car ever. It's the Ferrari F50. I've always loved that.
Well, I had the F40 on my list.
I know you guys are,
which we know is better. So we'll
We've
stop.
Literally proven this.
Yeah, with
multiple
science.
times.
Didn't Chris Harris go on record and compare them both, and it was the F50 they liked better?
Dude, he's just a YouTuber. I don't know why you got to bring him into this.
He's not even a drifter.
He's not even a drifter.
Yeah.
So
I thought like he said that that the by the numbers the F50 was the better car, but deep down in his heart he knew the F40.
He said the F40 felt like a kit car,
but it was still better.
see, what I remember is Jeremy Clarkson said it's the greatest car ever made, and then he said the F50 was hot garbage.
And
That's exactly what I remember.
let's all be real here. Chris Harris is just trying to play out his Jeremy Clarkson fantasies.
Yeah, he is.
So
He's like the
whose opinion do
2-bit
you take better?
C-list.
I take Chris's
He's
opinion.
like the C-list actor version of Jeremy Clarkson.
He's just-
are the C-list actors.
We are the
No,
F
we're
list.
like F list, maybe lower.
Speaking of F-list, the F50 is the better car.
But it's not, and
I love
it
that.
looks like
I think it's gorgeous. I would much rather have that car.
Is it because it's 90s and you're just that adamantly opposed?
No,
oh, that's what it is, isn't it?
I just prefer the looks of the F50 over the F40.
Wasn't it slower than the F40?
It was.
Oh, for sure.
And heavier?
I couldn't tell you if
and
it's
more
heavier.
terrible.
And less turbos. It had definitely had
It
fewer
definitely had
turbos.
fewer turbos and a much worse transmission,
Yeah.
Not that much better. Everything was better.
except for the fact that it wasn't.
Listen, let's settle this right now. If anybody has both an F40 and an F50 and you're listening, hit us up on the group. We'll find a time. We will fly to
I'll
you.
fly you, yeah.
We'll fly to you.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
You just tell us where to go, and then we'll decide how wrong Robbie is.
I'm not.
on a
My
scale
my
of 1 to 10.
my passport is on the verge of expiring, but it's still good to go.
Mine is too. So we'll if we need to, we'll update the passports, and then we will come to you. I think that's fair. That's totally
Yeah, I'll
fair.
pay out of pocket for that. That's
100%.
fine.
Okay, great.
So, a car that I'm surprised is not on your list. And we got to spec it up a ways.
Well,
But the S15, like Sylvia Spec R,
You can modify that.
you know, like if you bring it up enough, if it's the top dog,
It's only got a 4-cylinder. You know what you could do to that? You could put a V8 in it.
You can put a V8 in there for sure.
God, speaking of cars that I would do to piss people
Right.
off.
I was like, this is a great segue. Thanks, Adam.
The Sylvia Spec R with a fucking
Cars that you would
V8.
modify.
I'm surprised that car doesn't hold a little bit of, or like a top spec R34.
That almost made the list. There's always, for those cars too, there's always something I could justify slightly changing.
If it broke, I can't put the factory part
No,
back
you
in.
gotta
There's
put-
a better one.
There's definitely better wheels out there.
4 more
There's-
cylinders is better, and so therefore it's preventative maintenance.
Yep.
Just LS swap it. Actually, that's the best
That is
preventative maintenance you can ever do
semi-legitimate
is to
preventative
LS swap
maintenance.
something. I mean, because at that point it's bulletproof. There's nothing can go
It's
wrong.
the AK-47 of engines.
It is the AK-47 of engines.
It works if it's dirty, if it's covered in mud. It doesn't.
Prefers to be.
It doesn't
Yeah.
care.
It doesn't care.
It doesn't jam. It doesn't
Yeah,
fail.
Like I said, GM motors just the power just tapers off.
Just
taper,
slowly dies.
taper until eventually it's a V8 and it makes 80 horsepower, but it still works.
Then you pull it out and you put it back.
You just put a new one in.
Fix a little bit. in it.
$1,800
Nah, you just-
later, you're good to go.
Yeah, you send it to a machine shop.
You
and
go to
put it
or
back in.
just go to the junkyard, $500, pull that out, 300,000 more miles. I don't know what What do you want from life?
Anyways, cars you would modify to piss people off.
Oh yeah, that's
Well, you have
probably
to
number.
enjoy. You have to be able to justify your modification by actually enjoying it. But in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, "Fuck these people." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
I already have that car.
Robbie enjoys it every single day.
Fucking love
But I
that
don't
car.
think that
I fucking
car.
love that car.
I don't think that car really. It doesn't piss off
I think it.
anybody except a
Fanboys.
moron fanboy Nissan guy who hasn't seen the light yet.
I think more people like it than people dislike it.
Oh, for sure.
Because it is funny how many Corvette owners and the Corvette Club guys actually are really into that car.
I still want to know that one day that we were at Carl's and you and the other LS swapped one were parked next to each other. How many people thought, wait a second, is this a GM product I'm not aware of?
There had to have been.
Where'd you buy this, bro?
Because it looks.
Carl's.
What year is this?
Yours, I mean, both of those cars, they fit in there so well and they were done well enough that they look like
were
they
clean.
could be factory.
They were both. Yeah.
Like, obviously, they've been modified,
Yep.
but so have a lot of the Corvettes.
Yep.
What generation Firebird's this, bro?
It's
Exactly.
the early '90s.
Is it 90s
what I
Firebirds,
wonder.
early 4th gen
I
Firebird?
want to know if people don't wait, because you just see one, you think, okay, fine, but when there's two
of them together,
and they're next to each other,
People got it. Like, especially.
What
you
it
got
ma-
to question it.
no offense, but those people, too, they're going to. Wait
Right.
a second.
Right.
And it made sense too because mine was the older car with the older LS, and his was the newer 240 with the newer LS 6.0.
I think you're
And
giving those people too much
it made
credit.
well to me. It was just kind of it was perfect because he had the 6.0 and the 97, and I had the 95 with the 5.7. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
I just want to know if you confused some old guy. Like, wait a second.
For even
I
just a
thought
minute.
I
There was
knew-
a lot of double takes. Like
Well,
people
yeah,
would
but I
stop
wanna-
and come back and be like, wait a second. There's 8 of those.
Well, the weird thing is, if they saw that car with an SR20 in it, they would think it's the dumbest shit. Why do these?
True.
What are these stupid kids?
Fucking
Buy this
racers.
stupid stuff?
Racers.
As
Racers.
soon as,
Fucking
as soon as you put a V8 in it, they're like,
Whoa,
these 240s are kind of cool, man. It's
kind of a neat hot rod
What's
you
this
got.
weigh, man? 2,800 pounds? That's crazy. I like this.
How fast is it on the drag strip?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that. You see,
That'll be
you
the
see
first
these really
question.
thin wheels? They don't really get me anywhere except spinning fast.
Yeah, but see,
if
they'll be in there
there's-
like, oh, I know, dude. That's
Yeah, I was going to say, if there's any culture in the world that understands that, it's muscle car guys, because they're still buying those stupid Goodyear radials and putting them on their 14 by 6s.
They do not work. You
And
might as well
they're-
put like a 185 normal tire on.
Are those not chiseled out of granite?
You can go look at it. They're on my Camaro because I like I like the gold.
Oh, for sure. Your turbines?
Yeah, I always liked that look. I always
Yeah.
wanted them. I found a set. I bought them. And I'm like, great. Nobody makes any tires for these now. So I bought the old school style. I don't even know what they are because Firestone stopped making Firehawks in that size.
They're not. It's a Goodyear, isn't it? Like a Radial GT or something.
I think it's a
like
good.
that.
It might be. Yeah, I think whatever. It doesn't matter. It's garbage. Whatever it is. It's literally made out of rubber from
We're
the 19s.
triggering so many 50-year-old people right now.
Yeah, your dad. That's it.
Oh, I
Yeah, I'll say my dad's
Those
not
tires they
had
have.
this argument with him more.
They might as well be
more
like
times than I can
1,200
count.
tread rating. They're absolutely
I'm
terrible.
telling you, dude, they're carved out of granite.
They're literally made from rubber from the 70s. I think they just have leftover tires. That's why Firestone stopped making them because they ran out. Like, oh shit! You know that run we did in 1974? That was the last set. Close it down. Take it off the website.
Yep. I get it.
So
Speaking of muscle cars,
okay,
I would totally buy like a way option down, valueless Charger and
Yep.
make a Superbird clone.
is that gonna make people mad?
Yes.
Really?
That will make Mopar guys real pissed off.
That's Mopar guys are a minefield though. You don't know what could set them
Oh,
off.
trust me, I'm well aware of it. There's been a surge in numbers matching talk on my Omni and Turbo Dodge community pages, and there's a very it's a very divisive topic. It upsets a lot of people that people are even talking about numbers matching. And then it also upsets a lot of people that were modifying them, so it's very funny to me.
Weird.
Mopar people are a very strange folk.
Don't understand them.
But anyway, yes, I for sure would, and it would piss people off, and I would love it, and I wouldn't feel bad about, doing like what you talked about, like putting a blower out of the hood and
Yeah, you can do whatever you want at
just
that
do
point.
stupid things to it. Then I would for sure, then I would own two. I would own the bone stock real one and the ridiculous clone that runs 9s.
I like it.
Me too.
Mine's really obvious.
A 74
FD.
Fiat 124.
No, well, not my FD. Well, no, not that either. It's. I couldn't decide which one, but it would definitely be a semi-modern mid-engined Ferrari with an LS in it. 100%.
That'd be awesome.
100%.
Like a
'cause it
328 or something?
no,
Or is
not even that
not
old.
semi-modern?
I was thinking probably
360?
Testarossa.
maybe a 360, but probably a 355 because it's got pop-up headlights, and
Is the 355 the one with the FF or the F1 tranny in it?
I think that was
It's
the
just
first year.
abysmal.
I think that was the first year they did the F1 transmission, and it was absolutely terrible. So nobody, most
They're
of
not
them,
worth anything.
I think the manual ones are worth some money. The 348s are worthless, but the 355s are still kind of
Relatively speaking.
yeah, they're 60 grand probably. But yeah, like a 35, I would actually enjoy the car. I like the 355, and I think if you had one that had a ruined motor or transmission in it, it would be semi cheap. You could probably buy it for 20 grand, let's say 25
Right.
grand, and then do it right though. I mean, do the right parts, build the motor the
G60.
right way, do the G60, I don't even know what I would do. Maybe something a little smaller, maybe a real high revving 5.3 or something,
What a 4.8 with those reverse flow headers because they make LSs sound like some sort of crazy Italian thing.
Yeah, you could do that.
Put a Pro Charger on it.
Yeah.
Have yourself a time.
Hell yeah, or couple turbos, just little turbos, spool up real fast, do something crazy, do some crazy stuff, have fun with it. But
I'm all for it.
it would make people very angry on the internet.
I feel like, Porsches, Ferraris, Maseratis, those things.
But I think about
But it's
LS
too easy.
LS swapping a 911, even though they have that kit, which apparently you have to cut a lot of the car out with. I would take no joy
pleasure
in that.
in that?
Yeah, not that I love 911 so much, but it's a little bit too on the nose. Maybe it's a little bit too. Oh, bro, I'm just gonna LS swap this to LS swap. You know what I mean?
What if you K swapped it? Because apparently that's a thing.
That might work. Or what if you EJ20 swapped it? That's actually a great one right there. That would be a great one.
Oh my, because there's a lot of Subaru fanboys
I think the
that would
Subaru.
be conflicted about it.
I think they'd be okay with it. I think if you EJ swapped a 911, the Subaru guys would be into it, and the Porsche guys would throw an absolute shit fit. They'd be like, why didn't you put the turbo? Why didn't you put the 3.6 turbo in there, dude? What is your problem? Because it
That's
costs a
from
fucking fortune. That's why.
Right. Have you seen, I think it's Renegade Hybrids makes the Coyote swapped Caymans.
Oh wow,
That'd be sweet.
how do I order one of those? I am very interested now.
It's like the last gen Cayman
Okay,
with a Coyote in it. I'm pretty sure it's Renegade Hybrids.
you have my interest piqued. They know who we are, by the way,
Oh yeah, they do.
because Bill and Scott
Right.
talked to him on One Lap.
Yeah,
And I should email them.
90% certain that's who it was.
I'm pretty sure that's who it was. Because that picture I took at Grid Life of that 944, that was a Renegade car. I don't know who owned it, though. I think that was a Renegade
okay.
car, though.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a Renegade car. 944 with I think it was an LS1.
I got a
Coyote.
I got a 996 right here.
Coyote would be sick.
996 with a EJ in it?
No.
Oh, damn it.
It's an LS. It looks like.
Yeah, well, that Tyler Hoovy or whatever,
Hoover
Doug DeMuro Part 2.
Junior.
When we didn't need a Part 1. He did it.
It's annoying to me how much we are in the minority by making that statement.
But the thing is, it's very divisive. So maybe 70% of the people really like those guys. And you know, the thing that's annoying for me is that Doug's actually a good writer.
He is.
He's a good writer.
He's actually really good. And like
and I
the
think
first 6 months I knew he existed, he was my favorite guy ever.
yeah.
But then after that, I've read every article he's made at that point, you know?
Yeah. Yep. That sums it up, basically. But you know what's really annoying, too? Somebody took I'm going to be wrong, but it was something to the degree of like a Koenigsegg to CarMax and got a quote on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
I
They
remember.
do that all the
It
time.
was like a $3 million car.
I can't even remember what it was. And I was like, oh, this is the culture that has been created by this now.
CarMax has got to love it. But at the same
Oh, they
time, I
have
think,
to.
well, because Doug DeMuro, I think, can single-handedly claim that he's the reason they have cars that don't get those warranties anymore.
Oh, really? So they stopped.
He burst that bubble.
Well, because they did
He
like,
ruined that.
They did like 10 grand worth of repairs on his Range Rover or
easy.
something.
In like 6 weeks or something stupid.
Yeah. So he was, going on the internet about how you should buy some like a V10 BMW and just buy the warranty
Right.
because you're good. They'll pay for everything. So anyway, V8 in the Ferrari.
I like it.
Done
a lot.
right. Enjoyable. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
enjoy it greatly. Some people would be angry.
Be so fun.
EJ in a 911, really like that idea the more I think about it. Because you take it to Graham,
Yeah.
get a closed deck block from the boys over at
talk to Offline and Graham and
Graham, 500 horsepower E85. I mean, it sounds like a Subaru.
it's
so you got
probably
that, but
lighter.
It's probably more compact, maybe. I don't know, making stuff up.
Well, it's a 4-cylinder versus a 6. I mean,
My thing is, though, if you need a part for it, it's got to be way cheaper.
yeah, you just run down to Advance and you get it.
Yeah. Or call up one of our buddies. Hey, you got one of these? Yes.
Yeah. We know enough people.
It's $20. Awesome. Perfect. I'll be there to come get it. It's not $3,000. So, because I think the repair when Tyler broke his, I think he said it was 10 grand
Jesus.
right.
to have somebody rebuild that motor. It's not that crazy of a motor either.
No.
It's just a stock, Carrera.
Was his even a turbo?
No, not. I'm pretty sure it was not a turbo.
Get out of here with that. It's too much.
It's a lot of money.
Do an entire LS swap for that.
You could do
Good.
two. You could do
That's
two
a
of them,
good
maybe.
LS swap for 10 grand.
The problem is that for a 911, the kit was like 8.
It wouldn't have to be 8.
Or maybe the kit was 10. The kit was something crazy.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That was the
They
problem.
charge whatever
was
they
that
want.
It really didn't math out because rebuilding the motor or swapping it, the LS was $500, but the kit was so much that you could have rebuilt the motor anyway.
There's no reason for it to be that much.
Porsche tax.
Damn it.
Well, I think they would say, Porsche tax, and they could say, well, it costs the same as doing a rebuild, but you get another 100 horsepower.
And another 200,000 miles.
Well, that's true. That's
And, I don't know, 200 foot-pounds of torque probably, maybe even more. Who knows? Anyway,
That's all I got.
that was it. I'd put a supercharger on a V8 Vantage. That was my only other one. I don't know if that would piss people off or not.
I don't know that
People upset about V8
I don't
Vantages.
think that there's. Is there really a group of like Aston Martin enthusiasts?
Not
Yes.
here, but I bet if you went to the UK and you put like an American supercharger on your, I mean, it could still be like a,
Like a Pro Charger?
it could still be a Pro Charger, but made in the USA over the top. But they might
yeah,
get a little
yeah.
pissed about that.
Fair. That's fair.
But I
But
think
like I feel like you're gonna have to look long and hard in this country to find somebody who cares that you did something to an Aston.
Maybe.
maybe.
Cares negatively, I should say.
Actually, you know what one I saw that made people really, really angry? It was pretty sure it was a clown shoe with a Viper motor in it.
Why would that piss anybody off?
I don't
Because they're
know,
BMW
Robbie.
guys. If there's anybody who's more weird about their cars than Porsche guys, it's BMW guys.
Here's the thing that I do now when I'm on Facebook and I see a weird swap, I go through the comments.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Because there's somebody that like you
Loses their
that acts
mind.
like you just shot their dog. Like they literally have never been more offended than they are right in this very moment. There was a guy that was fucking pissed that they didn't put whatever the BMW V10 is in there. I'm like, how much more expensive would that have been?
So
All
what
of the
you're telling me is
expenses.
we need to LS swap an E30.
No, I think
You gotta do
that's
something-
because
like-
the drifters will give you a pass on that.
What about an E36? Well, yeah, but the drifters are going to give us a pass on anything we LS swap. It doesn't matter.
No, you'd have to do it.
There's no car that is too holy for a drifter to modify.
That's true. But I guess what I was
We live in a world where there's a professionally drifted LFA with a V8 in it.
We also live in a world where that dude called Bagsy has a LS swap twin turbo LS swapped R35, and people are not happy about that. And he's from
As
the UK,
they shouldn't be.
and he's from the UK, and people are not happy about that.
Yeah.
I love it.
They need to get over themselves.
Absolutely.
35?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
Oh,
good one.
I'm good with that.
35, yeah, twin turbo LS. It's like 1,100 horsepower.
That's fine. You
It's
do
sweet.
I feel like you could have actually made 1,100 horse cheaper in the GTR, but maybe not. There's a pretty serious GTR tax.
I wonder if it was the whole drivetrain package was better, or reliability maybe, or something.
Well, the R35 is not a very popular drift platform because of the drivetrain.
Well, you pull all that out, throw some LS, and you're good to go.
T56 and an 8.8.
Just a stock one? Fuck it. Thunderbird rear end, you're good to go. Anyway, so love LSs, but I was trying to move away from that by bringing in the Viper V10. Apparently that's not even good enough for a BMW.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. 8.3
Right.
liters in a clown shoe? You kidding me? Come on.
Pull it out of an M3 and then put your Viper V10 in. That'd really piss people off.
Oh, swapping an M3?
Yeah.
But people do that too, though.
Do they?
Yeah,
They
that one
LS
guy.
swap them.
That one guy we know, Explorer swapped an M3, which is great.
No, I mean
because-
like a new one.
Oh, a brand new one? Yeah.
Well, isn't that the one that everyone keeps like waiting in line for?
Oh, yeah. I bet they wait in line for every single M3 when they come out, or M5. But don't you remember the older, like, 90s?
Yeah, I can't. It's an E36. I can't come up with his name off the top of my head, but it has a 5-liter Ford in it.
Yeah, out of an Explorer.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
And
I do
if
remember
that's a
that.
semi-common thing. Apparently, it's a very simple swap.
Really?
I guess.
I like it.
Apparently,
yeah.
that 5-liter Ford like fits easily in a lot of things.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about our buddy
Like Mazda B2200.
Tanner. Is that his
Yeah.
name? Yeah.
He like had to notch the hole for the transmission crossmember and flip the motor mounts, and it bolted in.
Perfect.
What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and apparently they swap into XR4 Ti's really easily as well,
Weird.
because that was talked about in our group this week.
That would make people mad, don't you think?
I thought so too,
V8
but apparently
swapping
that's very
XR4?
common and just perfectly acceptable.
Interesting. Anyway, that was the topic I sprung on you last minute. I think that's it.
That's all I got.
Turned into much more of a discussion than I anticipated.
It did. Like every show we've ever done.
Yeah,
Nothing else to
that's
say
true.
about that. It's very true. Let's do the news presented by Petrolbox. And Adam, I have a question for you.
Okay, I'm excited.
The postman robbed you of your Petrolbox.
I've never been so more upset at a post guy than I was at that guy.
Tell
The
the story.
audacity.
Tell the story of what happened. Cause
So a
it's not-
petrol box will not fit in my
Mailbox.
It won't fit in
mailbox.
mine either, so they just leave it on the ground.
Well,
No.
they bring mine up to my porch.
Well,
they drive
yeah.
all the way up the road.
Normally
Yeah.
he will leave it at my house, but the day that he dropped it off, I think it was a Saturday, so I was home, and I had gone outside to let my dog out. Now, anybody who knows me knows my dog is the most pathetic thing on the planet.
That dog has no self-respect.
No, it's the worst
He
dog
literally
ever.
like dies around people. Like he does
He was
nothing.
Just
He just
crumbles in on
cowers.
himself.
Yeah.
he came from a not good home.
Yes, so he doesn't do well
and
with
so
people.
he has a really bad anxiety problem.
See, mine does the opposite. Mine attacks.
Yours is a terrifying
Yours
little
gets
machine.
angry.
He's a very-
Our
it's very-
dogs need to meet in the middle.
They do, because mine would be a lot less expensive.
If your dogs could just decide that it's the best day ever every day, like my dog, you'd be set.
Yeah, but your dog's so happy it's depressing.
Right. Then you feel bad about yourself as a person
'Cause
and your outlook on life.
The happiest day of your life is not going to be as happy as Ollie is right now in his kennel upstairs.
Right, exactly. So our dogs need to the
Yeah, they need to get
trifecta needs
together
to
and
come
kinda,
together
like,
in the
share
middle.
these-
Just be a normal dog would be great.
But so the mailman, I had taken my dog outside, but my old neighbor lady was outside, so I had wandered over 40 feet to talk to her on her front porch. And so my dog was probably cowering by the corner of the house, like staring at me like, what do you think you're doing? And the mailman had come up, put my mail in the box. I thought, sweet, my mail's here, right? I drove away. And I go to get it, and there's a note in there that says, dog outside, you have to come pick up your petrol box from the post office. So I had to go to the post office to get my petrol box because my little, like, 25-pound cowering dog
Had
was in
scared the
front
mailman
yard.
away.
And I was 40 feet away. He couldn't go, hey.
over here.
What
got
do
it.
you want me to do with this box? There's
Yeah.
a dog over there.
Yeah. Now I understand, like, you can't always be sure of the dog, but you can look at my dog and know you're gonna be fine.
He must not have dogs. That's my only.
Yeah, probably not.
Well-
he's never been around him. He has to just have like
Something
an
bad
unhealthy
happened.
fear.
Yeah.
I would bet you every mailman you talk to has a dog horror story
I would imagine.
for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the policies probably just don't. Who knows? Maybe it's even a U.S. mail policy. Just don't
Yeah,
even.
maybe he's not.
Don't
maybe
even go
he
there.
is like literally, under the threat of being fired, not allowed to get out of his truck.
Probably
because
because
of
it's
the dog.
a workers' comp claim or
Right,
it's
it's
a
just
health
not worth
insurance
it.
claim, and they just say,
the
"Don't."
paperwork is unnecessary.
There's a dog out. No, leave a note. Move on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
suppose.
but it was still really frustrating.
He was actually legitimately.
Yeah,
It was
he's-
so
he's-
bad.
he's
Because you
texting
guys
us.
are like, you guys are all excited. Oh, like, because you were messaging us because you were the first one to get it, Michael. And you were
Yeah.
like, dude, you guys are gonna love this month.
This is gonna be a good one.
This is a really good one this month. And I was like, son of a bitch. Now I got it because it's Saturday,
Yeah,
so
like
I have to wait at
all the
least till Monday to get
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And that was when Katie got sick and ended up in the hospital, so I didn't get it till Wednesday.
Oh man.
The mailman screwed you.
I'm still mad about it.
It's just really simple. See what you're missing out on. MyPetrolBox.com. Enter that code 10tenths. You can go to our YouTube channel, see what this box was, what I was talking about. You post a picture on Instagram too.
Yep.
Check them out. Just type in Petrolbox. Find them on Facebook. I think it's at MyPetrolBox or at my.petrolbox on Instagram. You'll find it, Petrolbox. But yeah, you'll see this box was awesome. We talked about it last week with Spencer.
Here's my glowing review of Petrolbox.
Okay.
It's so great that it ruined my week not getting it.
Yeah.
I was
But that's
upset.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing about the whole subscription thing is that somebody sends
Right.
you cool
Yeah.
shit and you look forward to it.
There
I
is-
get it.
There is no subscription box that even comes close to as interesting to me as this one is, though.
Yeah, I get it.
Even the other shall not be named competitors, their
Yeah,
stuff
I've seen 'em.
is chintzy. It's just not as good.
I know that's why we're talking about. Like, here's the screwdriver. Like, this is a useful thing.
That's a nice screwdriver.
It's a super nice screwdriver.
So
And then like we get Adams polishes and stuff like that, which
That's
is
not
like
cheap stuff.
That's top of the line.
I went around and cleaned a
good
bunch
stuff.
of windows in my TV with the glass cleaner finally. I get it.
Yeah,
That's great stuff.
it's awesome.
I thought foaming was the best.
No,
That
no.
stuff's really, really good.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
mypetrolbox.com, 10/10 at checkout. It's just that simple. Get a rad box.
And you're a fool if you don't.
By the way, I didn't.
Spencer.
So yeah, Spencer. By the way, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know how this happened, and my Adams polishes is in here somewhere. Made me think of it. I swear to God, somebody ran. No, not that's the
Detail
Oh, the
Express.
glass cleaner?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that somebody ran up to my back door and like blew up a pop can on my door.
What?
Yeah,
Like pranking you?
I don't know, man. There's like it
what
looks
type of
like
neighborhood are you
cola.
living
I don't
in?
know.
That's a dick move.
But anyway, it made me think of it because I tried to clean it with regular glass cleaner and I couldn't get this shit
just
off of
smeared
it.
all over.
You can look at it. It looks like cola sprayed all over the door frame and stuff.
I would be pissed.
I couldn't. I was like, what the fuck is it? Who does this?
That's rude.
Kids. It might have been kids. It could have really been.
Ugh. Kids.
Kids do stupid stuff.
I'm glad I live in what seems to be a mostly retirement community.
Got some vicious dogs though in that neighborhood.
Apparently.
Apparently, yeah,
No.
it's dangerous.
Live in the country away from all the humans.
In a housing development.
Shut up.
It's a gated development.
There's no gates.
He has all of the disadvantages of living in town and out of town together with the advantages of none.
He has land.
I have land. It's
He's got to
wonderful.
drive 15 minutes to the grocery store, and his neighbor can see him standing naked in his living room.
Which happens all the time.
No, it's just far enough away where you're not 100% sure. You can kind of gamble, if you want to walk around your house.
If they have binoculars, they can see for sure.
If they're specifically
I
looking
think that's
inside
called
your house.
voyeur, Robbie, and you can make money
What
on
I
that.
do in my house is none of your business.
Or is it? I think that's the whole
That's the whole point. It's your business what I'm doing.
Covertly.
Yeah, whatever.
It's covertly.
If I don't know that you're doing it, it does not bother me. Two wrongs make a right there.
Is this the news or is it,
Yeah, we're talking about the
is
news.
this about cars? Is this a podcast about cars?
No, Spencer said they want to hear about personal stuff. So we're telling him stories about voyeurism.
See,
and-
this is why we should talk about cars, because when we don't talk about cars,
we only can go one place.
there's
and
only
that's
one.
down.
Yeah.
we should have an episode where we'd never mention cars once. Just like random.
I don't think it would work.
No, we'd hate
What
ourselves.
would we talk about?
Nothing. What else do we have?
We wouldn't be friends if it wasn't for cars.
No, we
Oh,
wouldn't.
for sure not.
Yeah. So what's the point? Why? I don't.
What,
think
el-
we
what
could do-
else do we do besides that?
Outside of cars, we all have almost nothing in common.
We rollerbladed before.
Yeah, you guys have that, but you
Yeah.
don't even do that anymore.
No.
But, like, you wouldn't be friends with Michael.
Yeah, well, we'd be good friends.
I would.
We would do other things.
You guys might bond over, swole life, even though.
Oh yeah, I'd be super swole if I wasn't into cars. Just in the gym, I have to have something to do.
Gotta have some sort of hobby.
Yeah, I suppose. Or I'd just be a gaming nerd and never talk to anybody. That'd be nice too.
I don't know what I would do if it weren't cars. That might be an episode. That could be the episode where we don't talk about cars. We'll talk about what we would do if we weren't into cars.
It's not the worst idea.
The news, Robbie.
All right. See what you sprung it on me. I wasn't ready.
Sorry.
He was daydreaming a
I
little
was
bit about
daydreaming.
gaming and not
About
talking to
gaming
us ever
and-
again.
Yeah. How awesome his life would be if he didn't love cars.
I didn't have
Speaking of
friends.
a life without cars that you enjoy, Uber is coming up with a way to prevent people from vomiting in their autonomous vehicles.
This is not what you think.
It's
It's not what I thought it was.
it's not the number one reason people vomit in taxis.
Apparently, they think that motion sickness is going to be a real problem, which I
In
hadn't
autonomous cars.
I hadn't considered.
Well, like we've never been passengers in cars before.
Well, I dropped the screwdriver.
Jesus
They think
Christ.
they think I think what they think is eventually it'll be more like a living room format where you might be facing backwards, you know what
Yeah, I
I mean, and
suppose.
talking to people and reading a book and
We've got like a big sectional.
Yeah,
kinda-
yeah. You'll spend more time like staring at your phone. You're more likely
right.
reading.
So
which is
yeah,
more
when
likely
you're
to
not
get sick.
driving, then you can just be attached to your phone 24/7 as opposed
Which
to
says more about society than anything.
yeah,
but we'll
that's
just let
another
that go.
problem. We'll go down that route. Yeah, they said reading a book. Who the fuck's gonna read a book in a
wanna-
car?
I would.
Dude, by
Quick side note.
2030, the percentage of people that read books is going to be very small.
It's going to be the same as it is now. Give me a break.
No, it's not. It's going to be way worse.
Yeah, because there's still a lot
I
of
hate reading on tablets.
Yeah, but there's
and
still a
phones.
lot of elderly people that read books by 2030.
they're gonna
they'll
die.
be dead.
I read books. I hate reading.
I
on
get
tablets.
reading
books.
I can't,
I like books.
can't do it.
But a majority of the book readers are not your age.
Let's put it this way: if I have to read like a manual and I have to go through it and like it's going to be pages of reading, I will print the fucker off and
Yeah,
hold
I
it
gotta
in
do the
my
same
hand.
thing. I
And
gotta
I
do
will
the same
I will
thing.
kill that tree.
I'll buy
so
a
I
Haynes
can
for
I can-
sure.
Uh-oh. Robbie's
Oh, no.
mic died.
I fixed. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I fixed it. I'll do this.
This show being the cheapest produced show on iTunes is not working out for us right
It'll be
now.
okay. It's okay.
I'll get you a new cable, Robbie.
Thanks, man.
Son
I
of
thought we
a
ordered
gun.
that like months ago.
Not a cable.
Oh.
There's other cables in that box. Let's just
All
throw
right,
that one
let's
away
label
when we're
this one
done
as
here.
junk.
Sorry about that. Anyway, so the problem is they think people will be doing other things in cars, which is
Probably
reasonable.
true.
And they think that will contribute to some people having motion sickness.
So what's their solution to this?
They're gonna,
Flashing lights.
They're gonna
vibrating seats.
They're gonna make your seat
and air
vibrate,
conditioning.
which may be another problem.
If you have epilepsy, don't get in these things. That's all I
Well,
gotta say.
that's one issue. The vibrating seat, you know,
We could enjoy that.
But yeah, but you'll be paying attention then.
Mercedes and some other high-end cars already have that as like a, the alert driver don't fall asleep.
Chevy.
That was the Top Gear
Chevy does
joke
that
was
too.
that you ride on the shoulder because you're on the line. You know, that was the joke that they made. But yeah, they're just gonna flash lights at you. I guess. I think
The air conditioning thing is interesting.
It's like on an airplane. You get that little spigot thing that you
Yeah,
blow
so
air
that's
on you.
directional.
Does
But that's I don't think that's what they were talking about. Like having the ability to reverse the flow of the air from forward to backward or backward to forward in
Oh.
the cabin.
I don't know what that would
changing
do.
the directionality of the way the wind is blowing at you.
Wouldn't you just want it blowing at you like on an airplane?
No, it's gonna be automated.
Yeah, we don't. You don't want to think about it, Rob.
I
Robbie,
don't.
the
I'm not gonna.
least amount of thinking you could do in a car is what they're looking for.
mindless
Zombies.
drones. Got
Have
it.
you
Right,
seen
just-
Wall-E? That's what we're after here.
I didn't watch Wall-E.
That's what we're after here.
Okay.
Just fat tubs of lard.
Robbie, I don't want you to think. I want you to be
Rolling
on
about.
Facebook and Instagram.
we just need
Not thinking.
a country full
Consuming.
of sheep.
If you could buy, if you could be on Amazon buying shit,
Yeah.
and then go to Facebook and tell people that you bought shit, and then just
And
repeat
then
that
Instagram
cycle.
it when it gets there.
Because if you have more time to be on your phone because you're not driving, that's more time for you to buy stupid shit that you don't need.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, it's all about the microtransaction, Robbie.
So
Get
it's
you for
ruining this generation.
$9.99 a month, Robbie.
Goddamn kids.
If I had
student loans.
$1 for the number of times I've heard ruining this generation this week at the nursing home I've been working at, I would be able to retire.
You'd be
Jesus
better off
Christ.
than those people.
Literally, that's all they do is complain about the modern generation. While they're
Yeah,
looking at
us
their
too,
cell
though.
phones.
They talk about them living in sin and in multiple ways and things like that.
There's we're going there because this is super funny to me. So there was like a group of them talking, and they were talking about being in long-term relationships, right? And they said,
boy.
What's
the problem with the kids today.
These damn kids.
That's literally what the problem with the kids today
These kids and their internet wives.
is that they spend too much time on their phones and not enough time communicating. And I looked at my coworker and I said, my girlfriend's texted me like 30 times today. I think the problem with my generation is that I can't get away from her. She's constantly able to communicate with me. Because when they were my age, they just went to work, and until they came home,
You didn't know.
They were-
Bro.
They could have been dead for 8 hours. You
Yeah.
don't know.
Fucking crazy. I was thinking about this the other day. Think about like 120 years ago when you had to write somebody a letter, man.
Exactly.
When the fuck were they gonna get the letter? And then they had to reply back to it, and then they had to
So,
they
like,
send the
pen pal-
letter on a horse. 6 weeks before you get that text message back.
Pen pals were a thing like not that
Yeah.
long ago.
problem with our generation is that we communicate too much.
There is too much communication. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Not communicating my ass.
No, we're communicating crap. It's just dribble nonstop.
And while I'm at it, I think elderly people are almost as bad, if not worse, about being cell phone usage and not paying attention to what's going on. Because I've almost been knocked off my ladder more than once this week.
Man,
By
you
some
and old
lady
people.
and her phone.
You and old people are not getting along the last
Got a
month.
bone to pick with you, retired folk.
Damn old people. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
I'm old enough to hate young people and not old enough to hate old people.
Bro,
I'm just by myself.
Who can you even associate with? Where can you find comfort?
30-somethings.
People in their 30s. I think they know everything.
Yeah, damn kids.
Anyway.
Is this a car show?
So
What
the thing that this
about
does
Uber.
not address is the number one reason people are vomiting in cars, or in taxis specifically.
Because
Yeah,
they're
'cause
wasted.
Because they're drunk.
No. Well, maybe a nice little breeze might make you feel a little better
That
if you're
might
drunk.
help. Flashing lights is sure still not going to help.
Flashing and vibrating's probably not gonna.
Yeah,
no.
when you get
not
the
gonna-
spins, you're already it's
You're
over.
fucked.
The night's
You're
done.
going down.
You're going home to spin in your bed, but before you get there, you got to puke in
You're
this
gonna
taxi.
puke in the taxi. So I feel like they're really chasing after a small market here. Because they're still going to be cleaning up a lot of vomit.
They're searching. Yeah, they're trying to find a solution to a problem that's not as big as they think it is.
I think so too. Because like everyone, taxis are gross, which I don't know because I've never been on one.
They are.
But
They're
apparently they're
disgusting.
disgusting.
They're terrible.
But it's not because of people getting motion sick.
No.
A
It's just from,
majority
it's
of
just
the
from
time.
people oozing on things.
You know what
in
else is
general.
disgusting? People.
Humans are gross.
You know what get in taxis?
People with their dirty hands.
With their-
and
Yeah,
germs.
they touch shit
Yeah.
all the time.
Sneezing
Do you
all
know
the
where their
time?
hands
It's
have been?
gross.
No.
Gross places.
Exactly.
You don't know if they washed.
That's
You
why
don't
I don't
know.
This is why I don't use public. I've never
I'll be
been-
honest. I'll be honest. I almost had to buy you a new toothbrush when I was upstairs using your bathroom.
What'd you do to my toothbrush?
Because I went to the bathroom.
God
and then-
damn it.
No, I didn't. I went to the bathroom, and then when I went to hit the soap thing to put it in my hand,
Yeah.
it's next to your toothbrush.
It
I
is.
almost touched your toothbrush by accident. If I would have touched your toothbrush instead of the soap
You would've
dispenser,
just thrown it away?
I would have thrown it away and bought you a new one because I'm not an asshole.
I'm not. Yeah. No, that's the right move on that for sure.
But
if
I
you
just-
desecrate somebody's toothbrush, just throw it away. Go to him and say, "I owe you a
I owe you a
toothbrush."
toothbrush.
They're,
I'm
they're
sorry.
literally $2.
As a
Man
human, as someone who lives in a modern society, what you should say is, "Okay," and then just don't ask any
accept it.
questions. Just okay.
I made it gross. I threw it away. I'm sorry.
If you're into weird stuff, go get it later. But just accept that it.
I don't even think you have to say you're sorry. Just say, "I owe you a toothbrush."
I owe you a toothbrush.
And
I
the
will
correct response is, "Okay."
I'll even buy you a nice one. I'm sorry.
$2.50.
Yep. Where were we?
Is this a car show? I think we can move past the Uber
All right.
thing. I think that was it.
Mini has built an epic two-wheel drive Dakar racer. It's super rad.
It's so cool, isn't it? I've never wanted a Mini more in my life.
I would agree.
I didn't know that Minnie was beating up at Dakar and taking away all the trophies.
Yeah, they got, 4 years
4
in a
victories?
row?
Yeah.
2012 to 2015. Dynasty. I think when you do 4 years in a row, it's called the Dynasty.
It's for the
It's a sports ball thing, I
X-Raid. It's the name of their team, I guess.
X-rated
I don't know.
out of Germany.
It is a factory-backed Dakar team, which is pretty cool. That's a 4-wheel drive version, though.
Yep.
I don't know what's the deal with the classes at Dakar. I don't know anything about that.
Apparently, there must, I assume, be a 2 and a 4-wheel drive class.
I think this class
It's a buggy.
is
This is
overall
for-
victory.
Yeah.
The ones that they've been winning. This is a 2-wheel drive buggy class, which sounds fun.
That does sound fun.
As fun as Dakar could be, I guess.
Dakar sounds
Yeah,
fun.
actually, it'd be terrible. I take that.
I
back.
think-
It'd be the worst thing of all.
I think
time.
one day
This
of
is not
Dakar
cold.
would be awesome. I think day 2 of Dakar would be miserable.
I think
I
it's
think
like
hour 3 is when it gets to be like, this was
my
a bad
spine
choice.
hurts. I want to go home.
This was
What if
better on
those,
paper.
those crazy support trucks, I wonder if that's better.
Like those
Pre-runners?
Yeah.
No. Like those big 6-wheel drive
Oh,
support trucks.
Oh,
They
like
chase 'em.
like what Dan Bilzerian drives around Los Angeles.
no,
Well, I was
that's that
thinking more like
Mercedes
the one that
G-Wagon
they.
thing.
Yeah, that's just douchebaggery. I was thinking more like the one that they raced up the Goodwood Hill last year.
Oh.
Just you gotta
Yeah.
when you're bored, sometime look up Dakar support vehicles.
Well, he's gonna have to look it up when
They
he
might
does
Yeah,
it.
arguably
yeah.
be more cool than the cars that are actually competing in the Dakar. Because they're ridiculous, and they do like 100 miles an hour across the desert. I mean, they're not slow, and they're huge. They're built on semi chassis.
Really?
Like that sucker?
Yeah, look at that bad
Damn,
boy.
son.
It's doing wheelies on dirt.
He's lying to us.
Some
It's
Fast
6
and the
wheels.
Furious shit there.
4 wheels.
Well,
Maybe
I
it's got. Well,
Some have 6.
maybe if you build one on a deuce and a half or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Did you see that gravel wheelie? That's some Fast and the Furious shit right there.
See, it's possible. Thus proving that the movies are legit. Take that.
Gravel
Hollywood.
wheelie. What are you talking? Oh,
Oh,
for,
the F bomb in one of those. In The drug running
The
one.
fourth one.
They do a
I have
wheelie.
not. The fourth one's the one I haven't seen.
They do a rolling wheelie on gravel in the F-bomb.
You know how much horsepower it takes to do that?
More than David
Impossible.
Freiberger's F-bomb.
I'm just
I
saying.
guarantee it.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that really lost me in that movie. That's like a little detail that 99.9% of the population would
Just kinda
never
looked
catch,
over.
and I can't move on.
Maybe I got to watch it now. So I need to watch 3 to learn about the handbrake thing, and then I got to watch 4 for the fake gravel wheelie.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Josh is coming over this weekend to cut the bumper off. Do you want to come over
call
and
me.
watch
We'll,
a bunch of
yes.
movies?
Let's at least watch 3 because I've been
You watch
saying I'm going
3
to watch
and
it.
4? I mean,
Damn
it'll
it,
really
I wish
piss.
I was going to be home.
It'll really piss off the wives and girlfriends that'll be there, but that'll be fine. They'll enjoy.
They'll get over it.
What if I show up with my kid? They can watch him, and we'll watch Fast and the Furious.
That's an interesting.
They will hate you forever.
Will they?
Oh,
my
yeah.
kid's low key.
Yeah, but if you just show up like, here's a kid.
We're going to watch
People don't-
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, people don't appreciate that.
You know what he loves more than anything in the world? Cars. Like legitimately.
Well, then-
not the
then he
well,
wouldn't
the
be with
movies
them.
too, but he would probably sit on my lap on the floor in your living room and watch Fast and the Furious for 2 hours straight.
That'd be manageable.
I mean, the Tokyo Drift's like really flashy. You know, maybe
Yeah.
be into it.
Yeah.
It's very
He loves
visually
cars.
stimulating.
He like loves cars. I've tried to get him to like, play with balls a little bit. Yeah, he'll throw it once or twice and then he'll go back and get his Hot Wheels.
That boy, none of that sports ball nonsense.
I'm trying to be equal opportunity here,
I'll give him a football. Don't worry.
He's no interested. Not interested at all, dude.
Well, when you get him in my big yard, and it's like, hey, it's like a football field.
Robbie, look at it this way. Let's be real here for a second. Let's be honest. Don't get offended, Adam.
Okay.
Adam's probably not going to produce a pro athlete.
No, that's absolutely
Not with that attitude.
Pro ball athlete. Okay,
right.
he doesn't know anything about sports ball. Okay, he's not 6'7". He doesn't weigh 285 pounds. He's probably not going to produce anybody like a linebacker. Okay?
17-year-old me for sure could have been like a top cross-country performer in the state. If I even cared
Remotely.
if even 5% of me gave a damn about cross-country, I could have been a top performer.
How much money's in that?
Minimal.
I might be able
$500
to
a
get
year?
I might be able to get like a $5,000 scholarship to Iowa State.
Okay,
No, you get full ride.
Seriously, they'll full ride a cross-country athlete?
Yeah.
maybe to one of those little schools.
We need to
Definitely a little school you get full
We need
ride.
to calm down.
Okay, so that maybe is an option, but realistically, Logan, pro driver,
Karting
is
is
probably
his
a
only
better.
chance.
You have to decide now, because if we're gonna just ride him to success, we got to just start beating him into his head now.
Are you
What-
like surrogate fathering?
I think
my
what he's
child
saying
right
is if
now?
all
Are you-
we got to
three
beat
of
him to
us-
You
success?
say we like this is a group effort.
I think
now.
he's saying
it's the 10-10
Right.
fund here.
it is a coaching. It
You know,
is
I'm
a
strangely okay with this.
it's a trifecta coaching effort. It's a trifecta coaching effort, is what he's saying.
Yeah, if you want them to be successful, you got to just drill it into their heads that that's their life now.
Yeah, what you
12-hour
should
days.
do is
We're doing
live,
2-a-days starting today.
live through him and therefore ruin his life.
Yeah, that's what a good parent.
That's what a
does.
good parent. In 2017, that is what a good parent does.
Look at the
is
Jackson family.
Ruins.
I don't know. who
That's
that
maybe
is.
not a great example.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson.
Like that whole
No,
family.
I'm following now. I
Wait,
assume that was
yeah.
some sports
You
ball
live-
reference.
No,
I
no,
don't get it.
You live vicariously through your kids and therefore ruin their lives,
Yeah.
so that they can, in heavier quotes, achieve things that they will never achieve.
Yep. We know you're not
Anyway.
going to do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving. Devil found someone to make their 16 actually 5,000 horsepower.
It's Devil. Who typed Devil?
Did you change it?
No.
God
Robbie,
damn
you
it,
changed
Robbie.
it, didn't you?
He's Ron Burgundy himself now.
That's cheating. You
It's
can't
Devil.
do that. It's
D-E-V.
Devel.
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 Dev-L.
No, because there's no E at the end. It's Devil. D-E-V-E-L. Devil.
Devil has an I, Robbie.
So?
I think it's Devel.
Anyway, I'm kind of excited about this.
It's a weird car. They have options. The pedestrian option is a V8.
My man, what is this Devel powered by, per se?
Essentially, two LSs.
Is that a fact? Really?
It's two LS's mated end.
It's
So
not-
it's a V16.
It's not like literally two LSs, but it is built on LS architecture.
That's amazing that they could make a 5,000 horsepower LS based motor.
Quad turbos. and
mean,
methanol are required.
So you're telling me that the fastest streetcar in the world is LS based,
Not
Robbie?
yet. Let's calm down
potentially.
here.
Potentially.
So there's going to be three options. I can't find the first option, but the big option is a 5,000 horsepower, basically a drag specific car, and then the pedestrian, which is like I don't know, like what
For normal people,
Yeah,
yeah.
1.6 million is a 3,000 horsepower.
Pump gas.
It does run on pump gas, it said.
3,000 horse.
And low boost, it said. It's what it said.
Low boost,
I'm adding my quotes
it makes
to it.
35 psi. That's low boost.
Instead of 50, it makes 30. Yeah. It's the low boost setting.
When you're Steve Morris, that is low boost.
That's the funny thing is they went to Steve Morris to build this engine, and they probably went, oh, we want 5,000 horsepower. He went, okay.
Yeah,
That's
we could do
exactly
that.
what
When do you
happened.
need it?
Yeah. No, this is the guy that builds these 6-second capable drag week cars.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anybody in the world, it's him or Tom Nelson. Those are your options.
Yeah. It's actually really brilliant. I was exactly the right
I
person
think-
to ask.
I think that of all the wild and crazy hypercar startups, these people might have a square head on their shoulders enough to make that car happen.
They have the car, and
Yeah.
now they have the engine.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they just need to put it together and make the power go to the wheels.
I think that the drivetrain is going to be difficult, but there are drivetrains out there that hold 3,000 horsepower.
Yeah, because I was reading the comments, like, nobody makes a fucking transmission that can handle that. I was like, how much torque does the semi-truck make? I mean,
Well, it's not even
it's
that.
different, but I'm just
I
saying,
mean,
like, think
the
like
the
A
Okay,
semi-truck
it's out there.
transmission is like almost the size of that car.
Yeah, but my point is,
But they make drag cars that
yeah,
do that.
I mean, somebody somebody makes a transmission.
they make 3,000 horsepower Lambos now.
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, like underground racing.
Yeah,
and those
underground
guys, yeah.
racing. Those are
All-wheel
all
drive.
They're all billet,
Yep.
but they're holding the power.
when you're-
and hell, you can buy those with warranties. They come with like a 2-year, 20,000 mile warranty.
Well, if you're spending $2.5-3 million on a car, who cares if it's made out of billet?
yeah, that's the thing. We're not building this car on a budget here.
No.
Yeah, you're doing whatever you want.
This
you literally
is literally
It's a blank check.
this
to do.
is oil chic money.
Yes.
You know, this is money you don't understand. They'll figure it out.
This is
Yeah.
taking a video game car and saying, let's make this real.
yeah,
And
It
doing
does look like something out of a video game.
like an arcade
I like
style
it.
video game.
I'm into it.
I-
I think
I-
it's cool, and
I
I,
hope-
really want to see them succeed.
I hope they can make it. They say 12 months. I say sure.
24.
I say
Well, as far
probably
as they are already, they're off to a good start.
not. I think they're off.
What
to
has
a
it
good
been?
start.
A year, maybe 2, since they, came out and said, "Oh, we're going to build this," and even I, like, yeah, okay, whatever. Sure. They've
4 years total.
They've proven that they're serious about it.
I think they came out with the. They probably came out with the car a year ago. Like said, here's the car.
Yeah.
Right.
They probably
They're-
had renderings.
I mean,
Yeah, they've been working on it for 4
They've
years.
And they
proven
said-
sounds
that they're
like.
very serious. I think we're going to see one.
I
Steve's
think we are
been
too.
working on that engine for 2 years, but
Yep.
I'm sure it was reliability related.
Right.
But it's epic.
It makes a nasty noise on the dyno. Does
Sick,
some
isn't
really violent things on the dyno. The way that
violent.
boost comes on, it's very, very violent.
4 heads, 1 big block. Did you see the camshaft?
No, did it show it?
It's a push rod motor. There's
yeah,
a
it
video out there where he holds it up. It's a billet
What?
camshaft.
Oh, Jesus.
Stupid.
That's hilarious.
Awesome.
Should be pretty cool. Looking
I
forward
love
to
that
it.
it's a. I mean, it's not literally 2 LSs, but it's
It's-
built on LS architecture.
It's architecture, yeah. It's
It's like 5-inch bore spacing and stuff like that. But
yeah.
it's LS.
Yeah. It's 10/10 approved as a supercar.
Yes.
This is the most America hypercar ever built.
It's the only America hypercar.
Well, I mean, technically it's Middle Eastern, but
I still don't think
it's
Robbie's
way better than the Venom.
That's what I'm saying. I
That's
still,
for damn sure.
That thing is bullshit. For
And that is an
It's a
LS.
lie.
$1.1 million or
Yep.
whatever it costs, if you can even get one.
Yeah, how many are
Venom?
there? Like 3?
Yeah,
Or
the
the
Venom.
You have a better chance of
5.
getting the devil.
yeah, it's sweet.
It is sweet.
I love it.
What's next, Robbie?
We'll wrap this up with Toyota telling Kentucky that they could close their plant because it would be cheaper for them to make cars in Japan and ship them here.
That's crazy, man.
Boggles my mind.
That has always confused me that there's places in the world where you could literally make it, ship it, and get it here for like half the cost.
Aren't they talking like 25-30%?
Yeah, it's a shock.
But it's Japan. I mean, they pay people there the same that they pay people here. It's not like your labor's cheaper.
Yeah, it's not China
or India.
Yeah, they have a great standard of living in Japan.
When I was working at a manufacturing place in this was in Rock Valley years ago, I was just running a CNC machine, but we would get these. Oh, my computer died. We would get these shipping crates full of like screws and like pins and like piece parts like that, and they would show up like maybe once a month. And how that was cheaper than us just making a pin blew my mind.
Right?
Like it was pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Then these weird spiders would come out of the crates, and then we'd have all these huge weird spiders running around the shop for like a week.
What?
It was like hell.
What?
Weird spiders all the time.
There's a paper plant in Cedar Rapids, and they have a massive problem with insects from foreign countries there.
It's scary.
Because
That does not seem worth it.
They bring it in as a tree, and they turn it into paper right there in Cedar Rapids. And apparently, the crazy shit you see coming out of that wood, it's apparently a thing.
To me, it seems like it would be much cheaper just to make them there instead of having them ship you all that crap and then you having to burn down the factory because it's full of spiders. I mean, it's just me.
Very expensive.
Trying to be logical with it. It's just, from my experience, burning down a factory is a very expensive proposition. I'm just saying.
Haven't you heard like crazy spiders in your bananas type of thing?
Yeah, it's not like the Middle Eastern spiders the camel spiders, but it's kind of like the wolf spiders we have here. They're really weird, super weird.
Oh, you mean like people finding spiders in their salads and stuff like that?
No, like
prepackaged salad.
You'll get spiders that from the country of origin for the bananas.
Yeah.
And
I think it's
like
the
that.
same thing for the lettuce and stuff
Could you
like that.
imagine
Produce.
Scary.
Freak the fuck out.
It happens. It's
love it.
even worse with
Super
organic
pumped
food.
about it.
Yeah, there's no pesticides.
Yeah, it's even worse. Seriously, you find like a giant fucking spider and they prepackaged the lettuce.
I'll take the pesticides. Thank you.
I'll have the pesticide version. Thanks.
But anyways, I don't know how they could possibly do that.
Like, I tried finding it. Maybe you guys were more successful. I tried finding it. They don't really talk about why or where that money is being spent. Why is it is it a supply chain thing? Is it a workers' productivity thing?
So this is Toyota, and they could be incorrect in this. They invented the whole Six Sigma thing.
The Toyota Kata is what Six Sigma
Toyota Kata, yeah. So, GE may have invented Six Sigma. But anyway, so they invented that idea of efficient manufacturing to the millionth percentile.
Yep.
And so I assume that it's probably still some of that, and there's inefficiencies in the U.S. plant that they haven't addressed in the same way.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is that they're saying
you should be...
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of it's culture.
They're saying you should be running 30% more efficiently. Get on it, or we can ship this to the whole plant to Japan and save money.
Yeah.
I think that their note also did say, we're not saying we're going to shut the plant down, but we will make changes.
Yeah, they're saying it wasn't a legitimate threat, or like they're not threatening to move it, but they basically
plant manager
said
was concerned.
Yeah, they're saying we could
Toyota
and it would make sense.
Corporate could say, "Oh God, this is costing us a fortune."
I mean, that's any company that's owned by one of those like multi-billion-dollar companies like UTC. That's always a rumor. Like anytime you have corporate come in, or like there's a big like rift throughout the entire organization where they're saying, we need to cut costs by 10%. By doing that, we're going to cut 10% of the labor. But stuff like that, like there's always that concern. Like, well, they're going to ship us to Mexico or wherever, and it's going to save them money.
This is the second largest vehicle production facility in North America.
It's crazy.
500,000 vehicles a year.
Which is probably why a 5% efficiency increase would be big money.
Yeah, massive.
So you
absolutely massive.
You make it 20% more efficient, you're in the millions.
Yeah. So
I mean, I get where they're coming from.
Yeah. Yep. And I really do think it's Six Sigma. What'd you call it again?
Toyota Kata.
That's
what it's called.
I think it's all related to that. Japan is very focused on making manufacturing as absolutely efficient as possible.
Yep.
And they're all about that whole Six Sigma thing is what it's like Six Sigma is literally 3.4 faults per million produced, I think, is how that maths out. Damn. So think about having 3 defects in
A million
A
parts.
million parts. So you make a million. You can pick any part you want. You make a million cup holders, and 3 of them have maybe an aesthetic flaw or something like that.
That's crazy.
You make a million headlights.
I work in the internet and TV industry, and the big thing is 4 nines reliability. You have 99.9999% uptime. That's the goal.
Yeah.
4 nines.
Well, that's same with aerospace. They said 99% efficiency for like airlines
It's not good enough.
means like 10 plane crashes a day.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
something
exactly.
crazy.
Yep.
It's 99% is not good enough.
Nope. No, it's a huge error factor.
It's a big deal.
So, just some real rough math.
Okay.
501,000 vehicles a year.
Yep.
It's probably low, frankly. $30,000 average cost per vehicle.
Yep.
If they save 30%, that'd be $4.5 billion a year
There you go.
out of that factory alone.
Yeah, that's big money.
It's crazy.
That's where like making.
The economies of scale there is pretty insane.
I can't remember where the story came from, but I want to say it was Boeing. They were giving money to employees that had ideas that would save them on fuel, and someone said, "Why don't we change something with the seats?" And it saved him like £1 a seat, and he got like $1 million check
Yeah.
because it saved them.
Yeah, it's probably saved them
it saved them
$500 million.
so much money in
Yeah.
fuel because it was just that little bit.
Yeah, that's when an 8-pound battery makes sense.
Yes,
There you go. Yeah, in a Boeing 747, an 8-pound battery is acceptable.
Probably not, actually. I'll bet the battery bank in a Boeing 747 weighs more than
Are you
8
telling
pounds.
me that the
there's
cold
an
cranking amps
APU generator running.
the cranking amps required for a 747 are more than an 8-pound battery can?
You do understand that they're turbines, not internal combustion engines, right?
You do realize it's a joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's why.
still got to spin it.
You guys
to
just
start.
You're making
you're triggering
you're
me
making
here.
the engineer feel. You're making the engineer feel weird.
Hey,
There's still got to be a power generating source.
they're not LSs up there, okay?
There should be.
Oh well, shit. That solved the problem. No, I keep fucking around with these turbine engines. How much do these Rolls Royce engines cost?
It's like
All of the money.
They do, yeah.
I wanted to talk about it sometime, but there's that Bloodhound, that land speed record car they're trying
Yeah.
to make 1,000 mile an hour with.
Yeah.
It has the V8 out of a Jaguar F-Type that powers the fuel pump.
Oh Jesus Christ! I would be asked like,
That's a lot of
are we
fuel.
100% sure this is the right idea? Who did the math on this? Can I look at it real quick? Because
Every single piece in that vehicle is British designed and built.
okay, fair enough.
Every single
That
nut
still
and
seems like a
bolt.
really weird pump, though.
So that is what drives the pump.
That's what drives the impeller. It's the thing that's generating
Right,
the
it's the
force
thing
to
that's
pump
spinning the force,
Yeah.
or that's spinning whatever it needs to spin to pump fuel into that
right.
motor
Yeah, I would still be like,
engine.
are we
Sorry.
sure though? Like, this is a
There's not something else we could do here?
right. This is an engine out of a car. Are we 100% sure
Well,
this is a good idea?
I think that it was also one of those deals like Jaguar said, "Yeah, sure, we'll give you that.
Oh.
Sweet. We could buy this electric motor, or Jaguar will give us the V8. I guess
we
we're
make a
going
little
to use a
space for
V8,
it.
huh?
Yeah, and we don't need any batteries.
And they're going to throw us an extra couple million, on top of it.
Yeah, we put their name on it. They're going to give us $1 million.
Turns out we're going to
do
use
that.
an F-type.
This does
motor.
work really well, actually. Now that I think about
Look
it.
at this
It fits in
conveniently
here
V-shaped
perfectly.
space
This-
for
wow,
it.
spark
Wow,
plugs. That's
awesome.
cool, man. Look at this. Actually, I was going to say, I forgot we got sidetracked during the battery conversation, but I bought one of those little mini jumpstart things,
Yep.
jumpstart packs. I'm interested to see how that works. It says it's 800 cranking amps.
I call total bullshit on those things. The tiny little one.
No, it's not really small. It's probably the
not,
size of a
It's not what you think of when you think of the jump packs.
no.
Yeah.
It's the size of like an actual masonry brick. Probably. We'll see.
I want it to be true because
We'll
they'd
see.
be great. But
We'll see if it works or not.
anyway, were you able to find where? I mean, they think that these inefficiencies are coming from, or do we really just think that it is an American culture versus a Japanese culture thing?
No.
Do you think it's supply chain? Like, is it so much
it's
cheaper
probably
to source
everything.
steel?
No,
there.
it's probably everything. I mean, it's probably efficiencies in your line, efficiencies in your product. It's everything. It could be, why is it taking you 5 minutes to do this when it should take you 3? I mean, they're going to go through and value stream the living shit out of it. So they're going to take product X and go, okay, We're going to map out exactly what path this takes through the shop. And we're going to see and we're going to time it. We're going to say it sits for 3 days, and then it gets worked on for 10 minutes, and then it sits for 4 days, and then it works on for 10 minutes. And they're going to go through it. Every single one of them will go, okay, where can I save time? Okay, if it's sitting for 3 days, why is it sitting for 3 days? It should be sitting for 1 day. And that's what they do every single step of the way. And you take what was a 4-week lead time and you turn it into a 1-week lead time.
Part of me thinks
Can you imagine?
Part of me thinks that engineering that product down to that degree would be really awesome. And part of me's like, that sounds so miserable, I don't want a part of it.
They have an entire team of people that is their only job.
Yeah,
they value stream all day long, every day. And
so
when they get done with one, they go to another line.
Are they
and
engineers
then
or accountants?
It's everybody.
It's a team, yeah. Because I looked at being a Six Sigma project manager because they make like $200,000 a year.
Oh, I'm sure you get that Six Sigma name on there. And
if you go into a place like you go into Pioneer or 3M or something like that, and you change something, and now the process takes 30 seconds less, and over the course of the year, this is going to save us $200 million. They're like, yeah, we'll gladly pay you $200,000. Thanks.
Yeah, here's 10% of that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We had a machinist come in, like a legitimate machinist. Like, we don't need legitimate machinists. We just need guys that can push buttons. But he came in. He was looking for a job, and we gave it to him. So he took a product that we had and was like, I can make this. I can make this whole program run like 5 minutes faster. Like, legitimately.
So he retired then, right?
He rewrote the program, and like the whole machining step took like half the time that it was in there, and he didn't get a check for it, and he quit.
Did it still pass quality?
Oh yeah, it was. He deserved every penny that he asked for. I wrote the form on what I thought he like the cost savings. I wrote the cost savings form and the request for him to get a bonus, and it didn't happen, and he quit.
That's messed up.
Smart.
Oh yeah,
but that's.
He was way overqualified for the job he was in.
That's a value add employee right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the other flip side of the corporate bullshit is stuff like that happens too.
Yes. Yep.
Which is inefficient.
Exactly.
You should just be paying that guy, and then he sticks around. And he goes, oh, by the way, this thing over here, I don't like
Let's
this.
move him to the next machine.
Yeah.
And then the next machine
Where do you want to go next? What do you want to look at?
Yeah.
No,
nope.
If I had my way, I would have put him in charge of all of machining and let him just run wild and write whatever he wanted to get paid.
Amigo, you do you.
Yep, it was worth it in my eyes. He was the best machinist we had.
Should give him a call and tell him Toyota's looking to hire.
Anyway,
yep.
Is that it?
That's all I got this week.
Rad. Let's wrap this show up. This is a long show.
It is.
Catch you guys next week.